it foggy outside. All the planes have been grounded. Ain't the fire inside? Let's all go stand around it. Funny, I've been there, and you've been here. We ain't had no time to drink that beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sandman podcast. I am your host, Brian W. Tosh. As always, I am joined by our resident hack checker, Oliver Fullington.
Yo, yo.
Our producer and co-host, El Hilo del Hack, Tyler Fullington. And the man whose stories got stories, the hardcore icon, the Sandman. Hack, how the hell's it going today?
Yo, dude, what a great day. It's late. All right. Hey, I caught myself.
Oh, he's coming out, Jesus
Coming out
Christ.
wrong from the hey,
What
that's
a
just
great
me.
day it
Gotta
is.
be me.
Labor
Yeah,
Day's the
It's
end of
Labor
summer.
Day to me. I don't care where you are because I've always been ahead of everybody on this planet. So I'm in September already, bitches. Where you at?
Just like it's 5 o'clock somewhere, it's Labor Day somewhere. From the airport fiasco to now.
Yeah, what happened on Friday, bro? I wake up, I'm on Twitter, and I see Franny's ripping on you.
She stooged me off
She
less
did.
than 5 minutes.
For
That's where it happened.
For
She
clout.
took right to Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I see that, and I was like, oh, God, here we go. I call Hack immediately. And I'm like, yeah, all right, how pissed off are you right now? He's like, nah, fuck, actually, I'm fucking,
I was relieved.
He was like, yeah, I'm relieved that I actually don't have to do this. I texted him that, too, when I'm like, dude, how mad are you, like, at yourself right now that you did well, I had to ask him how far he got.
Yeah,
first.
were you on 95? Were you at the
No.
airport? Were you at a Hertz?
No, not
Did you already
yet, because
park?
I saw her, because she's, people just text me the plane information, and I looked it up the night before, and I'm not looking up the date, because obviously I was totally wrong with the date, but I was looking at the gate, and the gate said, oh, so as soon as I leave the house, I text Franny, and I text Franny, I'm like, well, what gate are we at? And she texts me back, what do you mean? And I'm getting a little hot right now because I'm driving down the road. You know what I mean? I'm looking at my phone. There's a school bus in front of me. I'm hot. It's early in the morning. And I'm like, what do you mean, what do I mean? So what's our gate today? And then she texts me back, yo, idiot, we're flying next week.
Oh, God.
All right, not as bad. I know it's funny. When I didn't really feel like flying. But like a half hour afterwards, I wish that I was in the airport and on my way. So now when I be sitting with you guys, that weekend will be done, and I wouldn't have anything to do for 3 more weeks.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I kind of looked at it. But then I was like, well, my grandkids are going to be here this weekend, so I get to be with them. And then I'm like, damn it, I'm going to miss softball next week because we're not playing this week, and then next weekend I'll be away. So there was a lot of stuff going through my mind in the first couple hours, But now I'm pissed that I didn't do it, and I'm not home right now from that weekend.
Now you got to do it all over again on Friday.
Yeah.
You were mentally prepared for it.
Yeah, and I got to my alarm's going off at like 6:45 for that flight. I'm
And
like,
you're not
are
a
you
morning
kidding
guy.
me? I'm not. No.
No.
I'll wake up at 6:45, take a pill, and go back to sleep for 6 hours. That's how I roll.
I know you guys definitely a great Memorial Day weekend here. We're giving you guys this bonus show here because we had to talk about the weekend wrestling events. We had King and Queen of the Ring on Saturday and Double or Nothing on Sunday. We'll get into the King and Queen of the Ring show here. I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch the opener. They did a little pre-show match with Bianca and Jade against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I thought Bianca and Jade's work here was a lot better than the previous month for sure. I thought they had a decent little short tag match.
They protected Jade on the hot tag.
They did.
Remember, she had the problem with the Kabuki Warriors where I can't imagine you having a problem in the ring with those people, you know what I mean, because they're so great. They gave her too much. So this one, they gave her the hot tag move, splash, 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 splash. And that was about it for the hot tag.
Yeah.
She came out with her patented double pump kick again and completely missed it again, which is like her go-to hot tag thing that she does, and completely missed it again. And I don't know. It's just so frustrating watching her work.
I don't understand why it was a pre-show match. You only have 5 matches on the card. Why is the women tags a pre-show?
It was basically an enhancement match for those two.
Yeah.
It was a straight enhancement match. Go out there, but did you guys
Or
hear?
did they just not want to put Jade on the main thing because everybody's not watching?
But everybody's seeing that anyway.
Yeah, I
That's
think
true.
everyone
And
was
I
watching
understand that, but dude, it's your women's tag team championship match. That should not be
Well,
a
that's why they're
pre-show
on
match.
the pre-show.
No, but that shouldn't be a pre-show match. You only have so many matches anyway.
I know, but it's King of the Ring. It's not tag team championship match tonight. You know what I
doesn't
mean?
matter.
It's King of the Ring night.
Yeah, I hear you. It's still a pay-per-view. I still would have put them on the main card, and the only reason I thought that maybe they were on the pre-show is to get people to watch earlier and maybe watch longer, to tune in earlier to the pre-show to watch more of that. That's the only reason
good
why.
point. Yeah.
That's the only reason, like, why I saw it was what it was. But like the match itself, Indy did great. I loved her like moving her ponytail around, like mocking Bianca. Like that was good work. Everything up, but like everything other than that was like super clunky, and it was Jade is just. I don't know.
Like the other two girls knew they were out there to be jobbers. That's kind of how I saw it.
Enhancement,
because
like
I
you
never
said.
saw either one of them like, you know what I mean? Like, let me get in there and do something. You know what I mean? It was all they were like hesitant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we gotta make these girls look good because that's the only reason why we are here.
And I absolutely hate when Jade shoots somebody in and they duck her clothesline and she sits there like a stupid baby.
No, she crouches down.
Yeah,
like
she
ready to
crouches
take a
down.
shit.
And
We
like
went
a
over-
dog.
we
And
went over-
sits there like and sits
We went
there
over
like
it last month.
She sits there like a stupid baby deer and throws a stupid back elbow, waiting for 10 seconds off the cup. Like, I don't know how nobody sees this.
Well, the thing is, this is what the difference is. Your ring is too big for those girls to be working in. So when you're shooting from side to side, or you're the person standing in the middle, and people are ducking this and ducking that, it's like, all right, if I shoot you in and I say duck this, duck that, I'll shoot you in a big ring like that. I'll take 2 steps. You'll duck my clothesline.
And then
when
you
you
not
duck,
even hit the
I
ropes.
spin and take 2 more, 3 more steps towards her to shorten up her running distance. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yep.
And she's just standing there, and the other girl's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right,
1,
until the
2,
next
3,
thing.
4,
Yeah, it's a good
5,
point.
6.
That's a really
She's
good
got to
point.
follow her and then step back through it. And the ducks have to come not in the middle of the ring; they have to come before the middle. Of the ring.
3/4 of the way up there. Yep.
Oh, that's some really great takes there. It was just a pre-show match.
Footwork.
Yeah,
Did,
it's footwork.
did any of you? I know me and Oliver caught it live. I don't know if either of you, Hack and Tosh, caught it live at the finish, right before the pin, when they did, which is a great combination move that they do, which is the
Yeah, it was good.
Fantastic combo move.
whatever they do, the
Fantastic
the
finish.
pump handle, and then she kicks her over and she does the back thing. Jade tried to do a nip up and landed straight on her back.
No, I didn't
Oh
even
wait,
notice.
I didn't think the camera caught that. I'm like, why didn't they show her nip up?
She tried to nip up like she was
It was
a
like
turtle.
Kai nipping up.
Yeah, like she was. Yeah, I said that to Oliver. I said, "Yo, that would look like if I just tried to nip up like a turtle on the back of her shell." She tried to like do a shake and landed right on her back.
Now, like when you replay it, like Bianca was going for the cover, so I don't know if she like got in her way and Jade was like, "Oh, I can't like go all the way up or I'm gonna hit her." But
dude, I started pissing my pants. Please go back and watch.
I'm gonna have to check this out.
The
I missed
finish
that.
because she nips up and she nips and lands straight back on her back.
I missed that, man. I'm gonna have to go
I
back
literally
and
was
check
talking
that
to
out.
Ty. I was
She's lucky
I was like, I'm pretty sure I could get up out of this chair and nip up right now.
I was just gonna add, a couple years ago in this house. Did you when
Dude, it
Ty
was a
first
couple
bought
months
it?
ago I just did it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Oliver. I said, Oliver, that looked like I would have just tried to nip up and just land right on my fucking back. Like that. Oh my God. Please watch the finish of that match. Right before Bianca's going for the pin, you'll see Jay try and do a nip up and she lands right on her back and it's hysterical.
Well, as the weeks and months go on, we are going to continue our Jade Cargill progress report. I thought
I hope she gets better
So do
because
I.
honestly, I think she's great for the sport.
Yeah.
She is.
And
Dude,
when
she's
that
got-
hot tag happened, that freaking... I know it was the first match of the night, but when she got that... I'm getting goosebumps now, dude. That place, she rocked.
Dude,
Yeah,
I hope,
she's a
Straight
star.
and rocked.
I
she's
hope
a
she
star.
gets better so much because she could be so awesome.
And
Yeah.
great for the business.
Yeah.
Her character's awesome. Her aura's like
Yeah, her mic work's not horrifying yet.
everything that she does, like in the ring, to present herself is very, very good. It's just
When
it's,
her wrestling starts.
Yeah, well,
kind of reminds me of me. No, people, I know you're thinking it, so I had to say it.
no, like compared to last month, better. Not great, but better. So
Yeah, but they protected her a little.
yeah, they
House
did.
shows, house shows, house shows.
Yes, get it. Next up on the show was the actual opener. This one, I know last week when we were talking about the preview for this, I think we kind of all just assumed that Becky would go over here, or at least I did, and Liv Morgan took this match. You had the weird finish with Dom. I did not care for that finish at all, but
Yeah, I wish they would stay away from
I wish they would stay away from that too. Save that for when Mommy's ready to come back. Dom does not need to be involved in the women's title scene. The match.
Save it for a later
It made no
match when
sense.
she's
made no sense.
when she's already the champion.
Yeah.
And like save it for like when Rhea's almost ready to come back.
Yes.
Not
Now.
have him come out in the middle of Becky's match when it just looks lost.
No, it was really to me.
No,
it
it
was
was hard. I don't. Yeah. All right. What about the girls' outfits? Is
Oh,
there a
God.
thing? Becky's outfit was absolutely horrible. She looked
Well-
like a waiter.
well, she
could
looked
have
like a
been
waitress
standing
at a
there with a
steakhouse,
big
yes.
tray in her hand,
Yes.
delivering
food runner.
drinks.
Yeah.
I thought the top was going to come off and there was going to be something else under it, and that was just
No,
something
they
she was
don't
going to
you
wear.
know
with
what
the
it
ring.
is?
It's Saudi Arabia.
Exactly,
They don't allow
they're
them to
covering
show
the
the
girls'
skin.
Well, I understand that, but I just thought that was going to be a jacket of some sort, and she
well,
was
yeah,
going to
Jade
be
and
wearing.
Bianca look like Power Rangers.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
Color, opposite colors for the other girls.
It's so
Yeah.
hypocritical that they. I mean, like the Saudi shows are the Saudi shows. They're like I.
Dude, I
don't
saw
care for
women
them.
in the stands dressed
there was
lower
like,
than
there
dressed
was
lesser than them.
1% women in the stands, dude.
Very,
there
very
was.
few
There
women.
was.
Was there was a male ring announcer all night, correct?
Yeah,
So why would Samantha?
I don't know.
Not
I don't know.
It's probably
why
a big
would you-
thing. It's a
No,
different
I don't
country.
know.
Dude,
I
you can't even
understand
buy
that,
alcohol there.
but why? If that's the case, why have a woman ref, but you can't have a woman ring announcer?
The hypocrisy of it all, where the men are out there wrestling in their underwear, and then they make the women cover up. It's like you guys got
Women
it
are wearing-
backwards.
yeah,
It's
you
different
guys got
over
it
there,
backwards.
guys.
Women
It
refs
is
are
so
wearing
different.
turtlenecks.
It is. It's ridiculous. But I mean, look,
They're
it's
just loosening their alcohol. Listen, women in Saudi Arabia, less than 10 years, just got could be able to get to drive by themselves.
Yes.
Could be able to get to leave a house by themselves without a male chaperone.
Yeah.
So that country is pretty backwards compared to the United States.
well compared to like 90% of
Well,
the
no,
world.
see, you're wrong there. Take all of the Middle East, women are straight dogs. You can't go anywhere. You got to be in a burqa. You got to be covered up. You got to do this. You're totally subservient. In a lot of this,
In a lot.
on a lot of this planet, that's the way it is.
In a lot, but you know, look, I don't care for the Saudi show stuff, and you know, I know they're going over there, they're making a choice as performers to go over there and everything, and that's fine. But you know, back to the match, it was just okay. I didn't think it was anything great. I didn't think it was bad, and the finish to me was really, really off.
So wait a minute. So are Liv guys now? Have we talked about this? So how do you feel about Liv guys signing for $250 million to golf there?
Me personally, I don't really care for it. No.
Okay.
You know,
All right. I was wondering if there's
Yeah.
going to be a distinction.
No. I don't make that. Like, look.
Why? Because they killed Khashoggi when he got on the ground because he was a reporter?
Yeah, heck, there's a lot of reasons that we can get into. I just don't look. They're human rights stuff, and yeah, a lot
There
of
is no human rights.
That's
over
what I
there,
mean.
really.
It's like you're putting the dollar over people, and I know a lot of businesses
got
do
plenty
that.
of dollars.
Well, they have more dollars
So
than
does
anyone.
the
so
US.
It's yeah. I don't want to get it
No,
all
I
into.
know,
yeah,
I
it's just
know.
like
I'm just
it's
saying.
to me, it's just it's a lot with the human.
It's a
rights
money
stuff, though.
grab. You
Well,
get paid
yes.
like $50 million every pay-per-view to go
What
over
they've
there.
made, Brandon Thurston had an infographic up of all the money that they've made on every WrestleMania adjusted for inflation. versus how much they've made on the Saudi shows since they started going there in 2017 or 2018, whenever they started the contract. The Saudi shows money on just whatever they've done, it's about 12 or so shows that they've done, is drastically more than what they've made on every single WrestleMania ever. Yep. So it's like the money is just, and they're doing it to all sports. I don't care for the sports
probably do get paid to go over there. They probably have all their equipment there. It doesn't have to get shipped. They got everything over there for each show. But the Saudis are obviously pushing the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe they don't have to pay any kind of advertisement over there.
Yeah.
And that could be the difference, like merchandise sales and stuff like that. But if you ask me, I find it kind of hard to believe that how many, like 10 Saudi shows equal 40 WrestleManias in buy rates?
Everything, all the dollars that they've made on them. Yeah, it's actually true. It's crazy, but it's true. And look, it's not just wrestling. The Saudis are
80,000 people in Detroit. You got 20,000 people in Saudi Arabia.
But it's also what the government pays to WWE to have the fee for them to come there. Million. Yeah, and
they had Fury and Ngannou there. They had they're just pumping
they're taking over sports. Who's the guy that they gave him $110 million a year? He's got a 24
Ronaldo.
He's got a 24 bedroom mansion. He has a plane at all times at his disposal. Yeah, they're taking over sports. World sports, they're taking over, dude.
Yeah,
there will be a football game there before you know it.
No, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, we'll give you $1 billion. Have your opening day football game here.
I wouldn't doubt it, but I won't be there. Next up on the show was Sami.
Yeah, because you can't fit in a first class seat.
Yeah, come on, man. I'd be flying in luxury, brother. Come on, man. I wouldn't be going over there, bro. No, thank you. Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. I thought this match was pretty decent. I thought they had some good work here. I enjoyed the character development teases and stuff with Gable and Otis. I did enjoy the finish of that. And, kind of watching it, too, I kind of got to thinking, I think Bronson Reed and Otis would make a really good tag team. I would love to see
Who's that again?
Bronson Reed, the third guy in the match, and Otis,
the heavy set guy.
The big guy, and the small guy, the big tank and the small tank.
No, that's what they have right now. They have him with Chad Gable, but I would like to see him with Bronson, maybe like two really big guys in a tag team together.
Okay, Otis isn't a big guy. Well, Otis is 5'2".
I know, but
shaped like you.
I'm 5'11", man.
I said he's 5'2", shaped like you. Oh. You get my point more.
Okay,
Otis is a midget, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Bronson's not much taller, but he wears like those 3-inch lifters still.
Oh, lifter report.
Here we go. Yeah. Lifter report.
Lifter, please. So let's get back to it. I love their three. They had a bunch of good three-way spots.
Yes,
I like the suplex ankle lock finish.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a really cool finish. And
I don't remember ever seeing it before.
I know. We recently talked about the three-ways and wanting to see more three-way spots in the match, and they actually put more in there. Not that they're listening to us.
No, but they were very creative, and I thought that they had the crowd, and it was a good match, and I enjoyed the finish a lot. I thought Sami winning was kind of the finish I expected going into it, and now you can do something else with him and Gable.
I didn't think Sami. Did any of us think Sami was losing it?
No, none of us.
Absolutely not.
No.
But I thought the finish might have went to another guy.
You thought he would have been on Gable?
Yeah, I thought maybe they would have done that more.
You could have. Yeah, you could have done it. I don't think it would have mattered.
Because you're Sami, you're the baby face. If you're in a three-way, you end up beating that. If you end up beating that guy, that actually doesn't kill that dude. It actually puts more steam on him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I also see the other way why you wouldn't use him in it to keep those two guys going so nobody has a pin on anybody or whatever. You know what I mean?
Tosh, how much longer do you think Sami and Gable got with what they have?
They're running. Those guys are running. They're going to run to WrestleMania, I believe.
You think so?
They can go to SummerSlam. They can go to SummerSlam. Yeah. And you could tell.
Then each week, I think we got to see Gable get more and more aggressive, more and more it's got to just build and be a slow simmer.
Otis, there's going to be a thing with Otis too. It might end up being a tag team match by SummerSlam.
Yeah, I was just going to say with the whole angle with Otis and everything, that just gives them more time to create and more time to
more finishes for Monday night. You know what I mean? More screw jobs, more anything that they want to do.
You could tell Gable Angle's definitely been watching his Kurt Angle tapes too. Like he's really channeling like early Kurt Angle and stuff.
I love
yeah, I never even thought about that, but once you said it so literally, I just saw it all right in my
You
head.
can see it. You can just see it because you can tell he's being influenced by it.
Yeah, the triple suplex spot where it turned into one, and you thought Bronson was gonna bring both of them over, and then
then they switched it around. That was great.
That was a great spot. I thought it was borderline.
Yeah, that was a great spot.
I thought it was borderline match of the night.
I thought it was really good. I think either
it was
this or
very
the main
good.
event was the match of the night. I would say one of these two, but for me.
I know Gunther Randy was pretty good.
We'll
get
get
it.
into it. Okay, so that was that match. I enjoyed it. I think we all kind of enjoyed that. Next up was Nia Jax defeating Lyra Valkyrie. That was the final. They went about 10 minutes there, and man, I thought the work in this match was just okay, but the finish was money.
Dude.
That was a money finish. That was
My
a money
notes,
finish.
I have 2 notes. Match stunk, finish great. That's my 2.
I mean, that's like what I remember
my
from
2
it. Like,
bullet points.
That finish, I mean,
Finish was great.
She took that like bonsai drop, and you weren't expecting that. She took it all on her chest.
Well, she got some right cheek. Nia got her right cheek down a little bit, or she probably
It
caved her whole rib
it was a great job by both of them
Yeah.
to make it look as good as it
It looked like $1 million.
It looked like she absolutely annihilated her with that.
Yeah.
And she probably did. But
It was a great finish.
yeah. It was. I was just like, ugh. When I saw it, I'm like, ugh. Like I lost air.
I'm a little worried too because sometimes when they have a finish that's a hit that they haven't done before, they're just going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and I'm worried that they're going to do it again and then it's just going to go badly one of these times. Because
Well, hey, Yokozuna never killed anybody.
no, he protected it.
You know
He
what I mean?
protected it pretty well.
You guys, if you're Nia Jax,
Never looked that stiff.
What are you saying, Hack? Though?
No, you haven't stayed. You got to watch some of the jobber matches that Yokozuna was doing on guys. There's a difference him hitting Bret Hart with that and him hitting the jobber dude with that.
Okay.
And his ass covers their whole body. Nia's didn't like cover hers, but either way, it was a great finish.
Yeah,
but I don't think she killed the girl like you guys think.
Okay, so you think she actually protected her? So
Well,
okay.
no, well, so, hey, it's I don't know.
No, look, it was what it was, and I think going into this last week, I think we all kind of saw Nia being the right choice for the winner of the Queen of the Ring, even though she hadn't yet earned that spot. We kind of all booked her into this, and she makes sense as a Queen of the Ring. It kind of fits her. I knew a lot of people on Twitter were making Mabel jokes about her, saying that this is like a Mabel in '95 situation. But yeah, Nia works, and
She was dressed like Mabel.
she's been a lot better. Yeah, she was kind of rocking that Mabel fit, man, a little bit. We need to get Mo out with her. Who's her Mo?
Yeah, I got to do it. I'm pulling a hack check on you 3 right now.
Why?
When we went over this last week, we said, what happens to you if you're a king or queen of the
You
ring?
get title shots at SummerSlam. We said
I
that on the
thought you
show.
said it was WrestleMania.
No,
SummerSlam.
Why would it be for
I
WrestleMania?
forget the hack. I need to hack check myself.
Go to the airport again.
Get rid of that.
Your flight's coming up, man.
Yeah, and
I thought I had you guys. I'm like, oh yeah, when did they hear this?
yeah, good luck now.
Seriously, that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like I'm a dastardly villain. I'm like, oh yeah, I get Spider-Man.
Get on 95 right now, man. Get on 95.
Good luck next week.
You'll be at the airport all week. Like, what was that Tom Hanks movie where he's just stuck in the airport? That's going to be hack.
I don't know that one.
Next up on the show was Gunther and Randy Orton. They went pretty long. About
21 minutes, 50 seconds.
Okay, yeah, they went
Right,
pretty long.
good job.
And I thought the match was really, really strong. They were going back and forth. Randy selling in this match, I thought was top notch.
Yeah.
Hack, you always put Randy over as like your favorite guy. I thought his selling in this match was like really, really strong.
Well, yeah. So to me, his selling has to be strong because the guys that he's against. I'm telling you, he's a wrestling doll, wrestling against Gunther. You see how small when Gunther's in the ring?
Randy's huge.
How many times do you see Gunther tower over his opponents? Randy towered over Gunther, dude.
Yeah.
He made him look small. And if you watch Gunther's face, they said it while Randy's looking at the crown and stuff like that. They're like, Gunther hasn't lost that faith. Dude, I think Gunther was starstruck there. Not starstruck, but Jesus Christ. I'm like, I'm in this match with Randy Orton and I'm going over.
I'm that dude now.
Dude, I got goosebumps right here because the whole he wasn't the regular Gunther in that match. You watch the first second, he just
at least
wasn't
not the start. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was not the regular. Once he got the heat on him, he started to feel himself. But to me, he didn't have that. He didn't have that like cock of the walk to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that's Randy.
And Randy sold his ass off
Yes, he did.
in this match. He sold his ass off. He made Gunther look like a fucking king in this match. Randy did he's so good. He did such a great job.
Now let's get to the finish here. Do you think that finish was the right finish, or do you think it was a little wonky? Because I kind of don't like the flash pin stuff sometimes. It's a little banana peel-ish to me. And the fact that his shoulder wasn't down, which...
His shoulder was about a foot off the ground.
Oh, my God. It was so bad.
Was that intentional, you think, to protect Randy?
Well, I mean,
or the
we were talking, because we didn't watch this together. So we were talking about it yesterday. I'm like, do you guys think they're going to use that on Monday night?
They should.
They showed it from the opposite angle, which made it even look way worse.
It was blatant. I mean,
it was bad. You know what I mean? So
it was almost so bad that it had to have been by design.
Yeah,
that's what you would think.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know because I think one of the refs would have brought it up. One of the announcers.
So after the match, after the pinfall, everything, they're doing like a highlight reel of everything that happened in the match and stuff like that. And then they finally get to the finish and they show a reverse angle of like behind Gunther on the roll up instead of like the frontal view or whatever. And then after that happens, the pin happens, and Corey Graves goes, "I'd like to see another angle on that," and then nothing. And then nothing, and then they cut to Triple H and Gunther. I don't know if somebody got in his ear and was like, "Yo, dude,
you're burying the finish."
Yeah, like I don't know if somebody like got in his ear and was like, "Yo, dude," or they plan on using that either,
See,
Monday
I like him
nights,
saying that though, because that gives him credibility as an announcer. Because if I'm watching a ball game and the announcer sees something and wants to see it again, oftentimes they'll queue up production to say something like that to want to see it again. So I actually like him saying that as an announcer.
Oh, 100%. But I just thought that, like, I heard him say, like, "Oh, I want to see another angle on that," and then it was just like.
Well, he's also protecting himself and Cole.
Yeah.
At least by mentioning
if you see it, you got to say it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's
dude. We're not stupid.
And the audience
we
knows
saw
you see it.
Yeah, we all saw it. So
Yeah, we're not stupid. So him saying it, like you said, he's protecting himself. He's protecting Cole. At least he mentioned it. If it goes nowhere, it goes nowhere.
The audience also sees you rake somebody's eyes and then reverse them and then put them up on top of yourself. You guys are giving the crowd too much. I don't want to say respect, but too much credit for even listening to the announcers.
Okay. Yeah, all right. That's one opinion.
That's probably that's probably fair. Not everybody's listening to her like we are, but
yeah, I mean the only one I ever hear is McAfee.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You tune him out. You tune everyone else out.
Well, I'm not doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
but it just happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
If McAfee's talking, my ears just like here.
You're such a McAfee,
because he's so credible. The guy's great, though. Come on.
Markafee.
Hack Markafee. That's who I am now. And he's a fan of mine too.
Yes, he's a Sandman fan.
Yeah,
Of course
whatever
he
you got to
is.
tell yourself.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. He's
only mentioned me 10 times on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, no, he's a fan.
Yeah,
He's
they put
definitely
that
a
in
fan.
his ear.
Nah, they're not feeding him that. I think he's genuinely a fan.
Yeah, Laryngitis is feeding him.
Oh God, no!
Did you just say that?
Yeah,
That's not the only thing he's feeding.
Stop. Johnny.
All right, audience, we'll leave the rest up to your imagination for the rest of that segment.
God, those pieces of shit.
Nah, it was a great match, dude. Randy sold his ass off. I mean, he made Gunther look like it. Not like Gunther needs it, but he made Gunther look like 1,000. Because in that type of match, like it's big versus big, and it's brute versus brute, and it was perfectly like the methodical approach to the whole entire thing was great. And I know people are so used to like great high spots and everything, and that's what they want now. But that was just like brute force against brute force, and it was just everything worked so good. It was a really good match.
Yeah, I know we were talking about it last week too, where it's like, you know, we kind of thought maybe Randy and Cody is the bigger box office match, but Randy doesn't need the King of the Ring. Like Gunther winning the King of the Ring is another thing on his resume that he can say.
And clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I said it last week. I said if Gunther's going to win, we'll have the screw job by the blonde kid.
But it kind of was wonky with the shoulder.
I liked the finish.
Okay.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved the
you like the flash pin.
We'll see what they do off of it.
We'll see what it leads into.
I think Cody and Gunther, though, it's a straight up heel baby face. And that will be a big time match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's fine to me. There was nothing against Gunther saying that Randy and Cody was the moneymaker because I just thought that was the bigger draw. But But Gunther, Cody, that's totally fine.
Yeah, there he is.
Excuse me, you all right? That's totally fine for me.
Next up on the show was the main event for the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes defeated Logan Paul. They went about 25 or so minutes, I think, in this, and it was, a pretty good match. I think. I thought the work was really strong. The best thing in the match by far was the camera work on the splash through the table.
Yeah.
With the, I don't know if that was a drone shot or whatever they did. Eddie spits out the prime and he does the splash. He nails it. That was so cool. I thought that was like, look, that's why you do those Logan Paul spots, and he hits them every time too. So it's like he knows the spot, it's coming, and he hits it. And I thought that was amazing. The work in the match was pretty solid. It was, Logan's been, really, really good so far every time that he's in the ring. I did not care for the finish with the Saudi Arabian comedian that no one knew getting involved in the finish.
Is that who was a comedian?
Yeah, he's apparently some Saudi Arabian comedian or something, and I don't know. I didn't really care for him getting involved in the finish. You did a lot of fuckery with the brass knucks. Cody takes him from him, says, "I'm Cody Rhodes, bitch," and then hits him with the crossroads 2 times for the finish. What did you think of the match, Hack?
All right, first thing is, who is ribbing LA Knight making him sit out in the audience for that match?
Yeah.
Dude, they showed him. I don't know who. They showed one girl and then him. And I thought they were going to show more people.
They did that the night. DIY was in the crowd. There was a couple people in the crowd.
But making LA Knight go out, he had to be pissed.
So he has to
You see it on his face.
Well, he has to go fly to Saudi Arabia and then doesn't do anything on the show. Not a promo, not an angle, nothing.
Hot.
Yeah. I mean,
he had to be hot.
Yeah.
All right, for a couple things. Dude, if Logan gained like 30 pounds, he could be our heavyweight champion. Easily. That dude's that good.
Yep.
Every time I see him, I get more respect for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And okay, but he's working with the best guys in the business.
Right.
I don't know if he can carry somebody else, but I've seen other guys carry him. You know what I mean? He's right there. He's just right there. He's right there. A couple great the one sell he had, the look on his face into the camera when that happened. You were like, he's not there.
Yeah.
His just eyes aren't there. You know?
He had a glossy sell. Yeah, it was really good.
That was really good. What else? The Cody dive, which caught him in between those 2 tables. You know, their announcer tables weren't budging. That could have been dangerous. If what's his name? Who's the other kid? If Logan catches his back on one of those 2 corners right there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just something like that. Great face. And back in the day, nobody kicked out of your finisher. I'm just so tired of people kicking out of people's finishers, and we'll get into it with AEW, but people, you don't, dudes, nobody should kick out of your finisher ever. That's it. If you're a wrestler, pay attention, please.
Yeah, it's a different business now, man. I don't know what else to say.
I know, but everybody does it, and it's horrible.
Yeah,
that's
just
why have a finisher?
It's like your signature move now instead of a finisher
so you
move.
get 3 pops out of your finisher during the night instead of the one great one?
Well, that's the thing.
I know what you're saying, man, but it's just kind of like what it is.
Horrible.
Well,
it's fucking horrible.
The business changes always, you know.
Well, but they don't know. Wrestlers now don't know how to create a false finish, so they have to create a false finish out of their finisher, and that's how that started. Because everybody think that's
do something else.
Yeah, do something else for a false.
Everybody thinks that's it. Create a spot where you're getting a good false out of it. They don't do that anymore. They're just, hitting you with your finisher, and that's their false. Because everybody thinks that's what it is. Like, that's where the kickouts come from because they don't know how to create a false
I just can't
anymore.
understand somebody being a professional wrestler and saying, you know what, dude, you're going to kick out of my finisher twice, but the third time I hit it with you, I'm going to beat you with it. How can that make sense in anybody's head?
Yeah.
Your finisher is your finisher, dude.
Yeah. No, I know what you're
That's
saying,
it.
man. I know what you're saying.
It was Logan's so good, dude. It's just all the work, even everything small with Michael Cole. The camera catches him saying like, "Oh, what, Michael?" The talk back and forth between him and Michael. The talk back and forth. The Saudi comedian that no one. Logan's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
Like, he's like talking, like, just everything's so small. His facials, his everything. He's on point with everything.
And
like,
he doesn't do it every day.
Right.
He does it once every 3 months, and he's that good.
He's had less than 20 matches in the business.
And his selling
You know what I mean?
is 100%
Wow.
on point. And
Oh,
like you
great.
said, I don't know if he can carry enough. I don't know if he can carry, but he is certainly super good enough to be right there with anybody in that ring.
I know,
Yep.
and with the selling, he sells it throughout the whole match. Like,
Yep.
you work something
Yep.
in the beginning of the match, he's selling it all the way to the end of the match.
Yep, that's one of my. I'm glad you brought that up because that was one of my big points about the very first match. The very first match actually with Bianca and them. They're working Bianca.
Working the
they're
leg,
working
and she
Bianca's
does it,
leg,
she
and then
does.
Selective selling.
And then she's a power wrestler pushing them back into the corner, and then apparently, she can't use their leg anymore because of it's like if you're gonna work a leg the entire time. You should not. You should be selling that thing the entire time. You should not be doing any moves.
The
with that
leg,
thing. Like,
and that's the thing. The heels are working the leg to take away her power.
right,
And she's still
doing maneuvers to do that. Like, it doesn't make.
I mean,
any
like, well,
sense.
why are we working your leg then?
Work
right.
the arm, work
It's
the
right.
head, work
you
the
should
back.
not be able. You should not be
Work
able
the
to
arm.
do anything
Yeah.
to me. You should not be able
Work her
to
neck.
do
Yeah.
anything to me.
Something
It's
else.
Why the leg?
I
And
feel
people
like
are used to
everything-
working
I caught
legs.
Nia Jax working the wrong leg in a match now that I
Yeah.
just brought. She pulled through the girl in the corner, came up with the right leg, and it spun her right around to the left like nothing happened.
They
but-
were working Bianca's left leg. She was limping on her right leg.
You
yeah.
forget, like, which one am I selling?
Yeah, it was.
Because she's got her dance,
They
and the
were
other girl
working-
stole her dance.
Did that
too,
ever
the girl
happen
in
to you?
AEW.
What? Did that ever happen to you where you forget to sell a leg hack?
Never, because it was all. I didn't sell the leg. I always sold the ribs. I don't care what happened, dude. If I never took a shot in the ribs the whole match, I'd be going through the locker room like this. Because I want somebody to say to me, "Hack, you alright?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I got you, bitch." I swear to you, you always want it. Dude, if you get the guys in the back, then you definitely had them out there in the audience.
That's awesome. So that's the selling. That's a real
I
selling.
got people in the back the one time. I walked through the whole and I know that the curtains like see through, so I'm still like selling like all. People are like, "Yo, dude, you all right? You all right? You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm selling. Get the fuck away from me."
When you get one of
I'm
the
like,
boys,
yeah.
they're pissed.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Then
great.
they're pissed because you're like, "Oh, damn it, you got me."
Yeah, I'm
That's
like, "Yeah,
great.
dude, get the fuck away from me. I'm selling." Like, what do you mean? Like,
That was WWE King and Queen of the Ring. It was a short show. I
Good job,
enjoyed it.
ladies and gentlemen.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fine show, and I thought the work was pretty good, and the booking made sense. So it was just
Yeah, we're on to Money in the Bank is the next one. No, Clash at the Castle's
Clash
next.
at the Castle. They announced Drew
McIntyre and Priest. So
Priest.
McIntyre on top, I guess.
Yeah, and then you do Punk McIntyre at SummerSlam. I
Right.
think. If
Yeah.
Punk's ready, I don't know. We'll see. But I
You would
think
think.
that's where I think that the booking direction's going.
So the castle's in England or Europe?
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Okay,
Scotland.
that's why he should go over.
That's
you
why
think they're going to give him the belt that night?
It's
Yes, I do.
McIntyre Priest. Priest
Yes.
has the belt. It's McIntyre Priest.
Oh, so wow. So mommy's gone. Priest loses his belt, and did the other two guys still got their belt?
Nah, they lost the
They-
tag belts. They don't have the tag belts.
So that
Nothing.
group is done.
Well, it's about time for them to be done.
I think they'll be doing something else when Mommy comes back. Like they'll be building to a breakup.
but and Dom's hurt,
Yeah.
so they're basically breaking that whole group up.
Right. They
Well,
might.
and
They
I
might
don't
come
ever-
back.
No,
They might.
they don't ever bring groups back again
No,
unless it's DX.
no. I'm saying they might like start an angle where they're like still like affiliated, but that they're never going to be the same after that, and it's about time for them to break up.
Yeah, I think they-
No,
It's a-
dude, it's going to be Mommy's going to have nothing to do with them. It's going to be Mommy and like Jade or something at WrestleMania. Something like that, or now we got Flair could come back too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She could be. There could be a 3-way or something like that. But Mommy's not going back to that group. I don't see it. That girl's on a start. She's on that rocket ship to either help the other people.
Yeah,
And she's the perfect. Not either. It's two. It's just like Bianca's doing for Jade right now. Then you're gonna have Mommy doing it to whoever she's against.
Right.
You know what I mean? She'll
Right.
make them look great.
To give the rub. So
It's perfect.
no, it makes sense, and you got a lot of interesting things.
I like a
coming up for
mommy
WWE.
rub.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Hack experienced that. You know, so
I touched the Yeti.
next up here, we got AEW Double or Nothing, which was last night. This was their 6th annual Double or Nothing. It's the 5th anniversary of the company, and this was from the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. I thought the show was, it was a little bit long, but really, really strong work throughout for the most part.
Long?
Yes,
Are
it was
you kidding me?
extre-
It was like an epic saga.
Yeah, it was long.
It was like Lord of the Rings in one night.
It was a long one, man. It was a long one.
was.
It was. It's a lot. Look, when you pass that 4-hour mark on a show, I'm not even talking 3-hour mark. When you pass that 4-hour mark, I don't care how good the wrestling is, people are going to turn out or just tune out, and they might not have 4 hours to devote to it. So it's like,
I fell asleep.
yeah, I mean, you had to go rewatch it today.
Yeah,
I mean,
I fell
it's
asleep.
a long night. It's a long match. It's a lot of wrestling to watch. and
Especially
that's
a long day if you're doing stuff during the day, Memorial Day, like whatever. Or
Yeah.
This is
On
a
the
DVR
weekend.
watch, I think, for a lot of people
Well,
on a day like today.
I
You know
think-
what I mean? They'll
yeah.
get it this week somehow, whatever.
I think what you should do is have a strict, 3-hour, 30-minute window for a pay-per-view, 4 at the most,
I
like,
agree.
counting pre-show times. It's just a lot of wrestling to consume. Not that any of it was what I would consider to be really, really bad in my book, but I thought it was overall a really good show. Not quite at the level of last month's show, but up first on the show, not counting pre-show matches, was Will Ospreay defeating Roderick Strong. They went about 20 minutes. I thought the work in this, I was expecting for this to be match of the night. And for some reason, it didn't quite hit the level of I was Will Ospreay's level to me right now is every time he's out there, he's got to do a 5-star match. This was more like a 4.25, 4.5-star match to me. It wasn't quite like a 5-star match. The work was great in it, but for some reason, they looked a little bit off at certain points. I don't know what you guys thought of this match. I enjoyed it really a lot, but I'm not, it wasn't at the level of Ospreay's previous couple pay-per-view matches, Ollie.
I thought it was a good match, like you said. I think there was maybe 2 spot screw-ups maybe in the match, so that might be why you feel like it was a little off and it never got to where... I kind of feel the same way, it never got to the next level
Right.
of where it was going, but I'm also happy that it didn't go too long.
No, it didn't go too... And for an opener on a pay-per-view, I knew last month Okada-Pac was just, such a great opener. I don't know if this was quite at the level of last month's opener, but for a pay-per-view opener, this was a great, great match.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the decision to put the belt on Ospreay. I think he's going to give it a lot of credibility. And I saw after the pay-per-view, he said he's going to defend it over multiple promotions or wherever he's at. So I think that'll bring even more credibility to the international aspect of the title, maybe.
Yeah, with all their secondary belts, because you got the world belt, which is clearly their number 1 belt, and then between the international, the TNT, and the continental, where do you rank these? Which one's
the international belt has to mean something at All In.
Okay. Right.
You know what I mean? It was good. It was there last year, and whatever, but it has to actually mean something going
But
into
that's
All
the
In.
biggest belt to me, that international belt, because that goes back and forth to Japan and stuff like that. And it doesn't have to go anywhere else international except Japan. And that keeps the Japanese people watching AEW, because Japanese fans are more AEW fans than they are Vince fans. They're not storyline. They want to see you kick each other's ass.
Yeah.
That's why All Japan and New Japan are the matches that they are compared to what WWE does.
Yeah.
And that's why Ospreay has it, because he's worked there.
He can dominate over there.
It also, if you're not going to have him in the world title picture, it also keeps him preoccupied for however long he holds this belt. So, if you're saying, I don't want him in Swerve yet, or I don't want him in MJF yet, or whoever, and we'll get to him in a minute, but if you want to preoccupy him on like this side quest of building up this international title, it makes sense. And I know.
Right, but Ali, sorry, I cut you off. Well, go back to what was the question where you rank? Like, which belt is more important to you?
I mean,
or do you think that to you, and then maybe what you think to fans think?
I don't really look at it as like what belt's like most important. Like to me, I don't think you.
How about to the company then?
I don't think they should have as many belts as they have.
They shouldn't.
Thank you.
And meaning, as far as like, if you're going to absorb Ring of Honor, then you might as well not have any Ring of Honor championships.
Agreed.
And I know they were unifying like the
six man.
trios.
I thought they did a couple.
Yeah,
of them.
no, they did. But I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know as far as importance to the company goes. I mean, the TBS or the TNT championship kind of feels like it's just lost in the shuffle.
Who has that?
Edge.
Yeah, Copeland.
Or Copeland. And I know you put
yeah.
it on him to try and make it more. I mean, Christian did good with it.
Yeah, and I think when that belt debuted, I mean, Cody really, I mean, he had the stipulation at first where he could not challenge for the world title.
Which is
so
the
that,
dumbest thing he ever did. And
Yeah.
probably led to
him leaving.
Was the beginning of the end of him.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Was that a? Oh wait, in AEW, I can't imagine Cody agreeing to that.
That was his decision apparently in the booking.
To not go for the title because
So
he knew he was jumping
He
anyway.
lost. No. This was years before he jumped. He lost a match to Jericho, and if he lost the match, he could never challenge for the AEW World Title ever again. And he adhered to that stipulation. I was always expecting for them to
It's
break
pro
it someday.
wrestling, dude. He
Right.
didn't adhere to anything.
Well, no, but I mean,
don't
it's-
act like it was a commissioner
No,
like
but
a
it's
real
like,
one.
it's the stipulation they made.
He adhered to
Oh
it.
no, but usually they break these things in 6 months.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But they never broke it, and they never got into the world title picture, and then he left. So to me, it's like he limited
How
himself.
long was he there after that?
He was there for another 2 years or so.
Okay.
So it was a while that he didn't challenge for the world title. But, the TNT belt for a while was definitely their second belt, and it's before they brought in the Continental title that Okada has, or the International
Oh, I
title.
know.
It's
Did they just make that title he came out with?
they made that in the summer with the Continental Classic.
Okay.
So it's like...
Yeah, it's like, see, they should do away with that. And
That should
just
not
have
be a
the
belt.
international.
Right. There's too many
I
belts.
like the international title because
Same.
half the roster is made up
International.
of international
And you
talent.
could take it to different federations across the world and have like a touring champion kind of thing. It's a good idea. I like it, and I'm excited to see what Ospreay does with it. Ty, I don't know, what did you think of the match?
It's exactly like you said. It was a great. It's not one of Ospreay's like top-notch matches, obviously, like he's done with Omega or he did with Danielson or he's done with that. But anything that guy does is going to be very good. Roderick Strong's a very good worker. It was a very good match. Like you said, there was a couple miscues. Ali, like you said, there was a couple miscues, but all in all, it was a good match. It's a great thing to put that international title on him because it gives it credence, in order to, it makes it relevant compared to, some other people that Roderick Strong, let's be honest, he's a good worker, but that's not going to...
But he's not... People don't care about him globally like they do Ospreay.
Right. And if you're not going to give Ospreay the heavyweight belt, you give him that belt. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Preoccupy him a bit.
Right. And it makes it more powerful going into All In or All Out. I can't remember which
All
one's
In.
All In is England. Yeah. So that makes Ospreay's match just as important as the heavyweight title match because Ospreay's,
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
You could main event with it, maybe. You might be able to main event with it in Wembley. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So
but
it makes it that much more important as, not more important than your heavyweight title, but as important as your heavyweight title. So it just boosts up your roster, boosts up your card, it boosts everything up.
Yeah. Next up on the show was Adam Cole coming out for a promo, and then he was interrupted by the returning MJF. I love the promo package they did. He got a gigantic pop coming out, and the promo that he cut. First of all, MJF's walking out, and if you guys don't know, he's rocking that leather jacket, denim over it, like he's ripping off the Triple H in 2002 look. And he got a huge pop, and he comes out, and I love the promo he cut. I love how he laid out Cole. Hack, what did you think of his return promo when a guy's doing a return?
All right, it was all right. Every time they do a package, And a package is, it's not like my pomegranate package. A package, when I talk about a package during a wrestling show, is they'll go show like some guy at somebody's house, or this guy a backstage, even a backstage promos, or like a package. So they do the thing with the MJF mannequin there with MJF stuff.
This is hilarious.
And then they do the stuff with the hands, and I'm like, this is so bad. This is just, I'm thinking in my head, it's so bad. But then when I realized that he was coming out, changing his whole character.
Yeah.
He just blew away that whole character. And I didn't have the, I don't know if there was any talking, because I didn't have the volume on when he was like going up to his, with the scarf.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so I didn't really get it. Did you? I don't know if you guys got it, that he was changing his character totally.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
That's kind of what I got
At
from
that
it.
point,
I didn't get it till he came out.
Well, I
didn't get it until I saw the jean jacket. Like,
Yeah, I thought he was going to grab the suit and the scarf and everything like that, but then when he didn't, it was like, okay. And then when he came out looking differently, obviously you saw him in a new getup. But
So what was the semblance of? All right, when I watch a movie or something, I think about semblances, TV series, docudramas. There's a semblance for something. What was his, like, putting something in the guy's jacket, like a card or something like that?
No, it was the rip picture of him and Adam Cole.
Yes, they were friends.
okay.
They had a picture taken
and
together when he had
it
the
was
belt.
ripped in half, and it was basically saying like,
We're through.
that's it. Like that. Like that guy's no longer. Like this is no longer. Pretty much.
But either way, yes. When he came out, I'm like, because we watched this together, and I'm like, damn, he just flipped his whole freaking character. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
How smart is that?
Right.
Go away for a while. Who knows? Even if there was never Vince even sniffing his contract at all. But there was always everybody else that thought that. He comes out. You think he's hurt? I don't even know if he was really hurt. But I could have seen him needing a break because he was carrying the company.
Yeah, I think he was hurt. And they've missed him. I texted it to Ty last night. I said, look, they've missed him over this time that he's been out. He's their guy. And to not have him on these shows is definitely lacking. And when he came out and he cut that promo.
What about his hair? Did you see his Don King? I just kept saying that it was to him like, dude, what is he going to do with his hair?
Did he go to Turkey? Is he going to get it shaved off? I mean, what's going on?
I like it being a little crazy.
So do I.
That's the thing. That's the thing. How he was like the high class, highfalutin guy, like pulling my jacket down. You know what I mean? Hair slicked back, and he comes out to get that deep in his character with the scruff on his face and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
And it's more rugged. It's more rugged. It's more like everything.
I know.
Like
he was walking around the ring kind of like Moxley does. With
He
like
was. He had a little strut to him.
Yeah, he was doing the little Moxley.
And then, I don't know, Tosh, if you I thought that was a little early and weird timing for them to come out.
Comes out right after
the Roderick Strong
loses.
match, like, and Cole isn't like he part of that. Like,
he should have been out there with them and then have MJF come out to run them all off or something. I don't know.
Right, it was like weird. Extremely weird. Like
just flip the script right there in your head.
Yeah, my one issue with it, I guess, would be like it's a pay-per-view. You could have easily have done this on a Dynamite and been fine with it being on a Dynamite segment versus on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, you could have did it this Wednesday coming up.
Right, and then you have something for your TV.
No.
You say pay-per-view's better?
You need MJF on that show.
Okay, as a surprise for the pay-per-view?
I agree, but the setup for the comeback could have been like way better. You haven't seen Adam Cole in so long, and then he randomly comes out, and then here randomly comes MJF
We'll get into
out.
this later. The freaking inmates are running the asylum up there. Nobody's thinking about down card shit right now, and we'll get to it later on.
Okay, yeah, look, I'm glad MJF's back. I think he could bring some semblance. And you know what? I'm happy to just, like, put the devil stuff in the past when he booted the devil mask.
Gave it the fucking
yeah, they gave it
Dude,
the
he
flare
threw it
elbow.
down, I was like, please give it an elbow.
Oh, my God.
We're all
Ty called it.
Flare.
I didn't even see it. Ty, like 3 seconds before he did it, Ty's like, drop an elbow.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was great. That was great. Nah, I'm glad to have him back. He's super entertaining. He's got the crowd in his palm whenever he's talking. And they don't have a guy like that at all. And wrestling doesn't have many guys like that. To me, he's a guy, you throw him in any era, he'd be swimming with the sharks, at least on the mic. So,
Nope.
Oh, you don't think so?
Oh, wait, on the mic, yes. Yeah, other eras, 90 eras, he'd be a midget in the ring. He'd be a lightweight.
Yeah, but as the mic guy, man, I mean, he's
Okay, how many mic guys just got over there unless they were a mic for another wrestler?
True. He's breaking a mold a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You got your Bill Dundees.
Hack, let me ask you.
He's Piper.
He is modern Piper. Hack, let me ask you a question.
I don't agree with that.
Why didn't any guys in ECW ever get an ECW tat like MJF got the AEW tat last night? I can't believe none of you guys.
Oh no, I guarantee you somebody's got one.
Yeah, but
there's got to be somebody.
Donnie Allen?
Yeah.
Don't worry about mine over here.
Yeah,
What, are you getting the grapefruit
ECW tramp stamp.
Hey, you guys wonder why you never see me without a shirt?
Dreamer's definitely got to have one.
Yeah, but he just came through a roll of fat right there on his stomach. You got to pick up the roll. He's like, yeah,
Yo.
tattoo there. Let me put the flap over.
Sidebar, did you see what he was eating the other day?
Who?
Dreamer?
How did you see what
I
he was
saw on
eating?
Twitter, he put up a picture, man. This was listen,
I
I'll
don't
show you
follow
later.
him. I'm not an
Garbage
idiot.
can?
No, he had like
No, it
this
was like
feast.
it was like a foot top like burger with like 9 onion rings.
You got to text him, Hack. You got to bust his balls
Just
off
be
this
like, you
one. So.
fat fuck.
I don't know. I didn't even see that. I think I follow him. I don't know. Probably not.
Next
You
up
don't
on-
follow anything.
I know.
You don't even have any idea you're following.
My whole timeline, like on my Twitter timeline, is all news.
Yeah.
Like BBC News, Al Jazeera, shit like that.
Next up on the show was the Bang Bang Gang defeating.
Wow. Fucking wow, that match.
You liked it a lot, the 6-man tag for the tag
Yeah,
title.
we all loved it.
I did too. I'm glad you actually liked this
Wow.
one. I thought the work was really good.
Man, the timing in that match, the nice little new spots where, how many times did they shoot a guy into the ropes, but he takes it face forward, not on his back, comes out, gets hit with something, another guy off the top rope, another guy through the ropes to another guy, you know what I mean? That match was great.
Yeah, Death Triangle, they work so well together, but so
Wow.
is the Bang Bang Gang. I love the Gun Twins.
Dude,
Their timing and
Austin Gunn
stooging and
bumped his
bumping.
ass off.
Yeah,
Almost,
you
I
nailed
know,
it.
but here's my thing. Like, my only little thing is, he bumps his ass off so well, it kind of reminds me of a Kurt Hennig.
Oversell?
Well, yeah. It's like a super. When you got other guys that are kicking out of this and kicking out of that, this kid will take one move and they get up onto their toes. They're flying around, dude. They're like wires. They're awesome.
They're so good. Like they've really upped their game over the last 2 years. The Guns.
Well, having your dad with you all the time, you know what I mean?
that's why,
am I talking
that's why
about the
Ali
guys-
Tyre's so good.
Yeah, but they could always sell, and they always had
Always
great
could
time.
sell.
They weren't great workers, but they could always sell, and they always had great timing. And now it's just all putting together. And
They know how to be heels. They know how to work the crowd
They
too
do.
when they're out
Yeah,
there.
Jay White might have some of the best timing in the business. Jay White is always right there.
Wait, I
always
thought
right
Jay
there.
White was the dude in the. Oh, yeah, Jay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm in a different match.
no, Jay White's the guy, the partner with
I
the
know,
guns that we were talking about. That's
I'm
gonna
on the Bang Bang Gang.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what
Jay White.
Yeah, Jay
That's
White's
what we're
with that.
talking about.
He's
I
their
know he was
leader.
in the match with him. I love Jay White.
Yeah.
Jay White, Phil Ospreay against
Good old Phil Ospreay.
That's his evil twin.
Jay. Here, this is the match of the century.
I did a rad. Phil
Andrade
Ospreay.
and
Oh, God, we lost the plot. All
Not
right.
like an evil version.
no, dude, hold on here. But then I lost Andrade's partner's name. Damn it.
Escobar.
Escobar.
Your favorite wrestler of all time,
Escobar
apparently.
versus Jay White and freaking Phil. Fucking, that's a match of the day, dude. I can't imagine a better match of that.
Escobar's best wrestler on the planet, but God forbid Sami Zayn's the Intercontinental Champion.
And do you, wrestling wise, do you think Sammy's more credible than Escobar?
Why do you think Escobar's not on TV?
That has nothing to do
We're
with
gonna
it.
take this
Escobar's
one
at the
off air.
snack bar,
We
same
will-
as he's the Intercontinental Champion.
Stuffing his face in catering.
We are going to take this one off air after the show. We might go live on Instagram just to argue about this one.
These two are idiots.
No, I'm with them.
Escobar is your favorite wrestler of all
Yeah, it's
time, I
great.
think.
No, he's not. Andrade.
No, he's not.
I like Andrade more than Escobar.
Okay, 1, 2.
I like
Who's next,
Phil
Flair?
more than Jay.
Okay.
I like Phil more than Jay. Who's Phil?
Phil Ospreay.
Yeah,
It's a will.
whatever.
I was really happy to see Juice Robinson return as
Hold
well.
on, I got some more.
Okay, you got more notes on this match? Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Phil.
Yeah. We're waiting for his notes here. I don't want.
Oh, and I hated interference at the end.
You didn't like the finish
No,
with Juice.
I didn't like that at
You
all.
wanted something
Because
clean.
yeah, I wanted to. To me, it needed to be clean, but I understand how they needed to bring that dude back. You know what I'm saying? But I would have rather had a clean finish.
Well, I don't have a problem with the interference, but when you did the show, there was so much interference on the show in general. So, like, if you're going
I
to
know,
save
it's just like
save-
match after match.
save
After
it
Throw
for
people
something
out,
big.
they come back
Yeah.
later.
It was like
you
King of the
know.
Ring working a leg. I felt like every
It's-
match was
yeah.
working a leg.
The credibilityness of it all.
Yeah, so like I wish they saved the interference for when it actually would matter. So versus
That
this match,
to me, that interference could have happened on another show
Yes.
rather than the pay-per-view.
right? You could have
Yeah.
saved that for a Dynamite rematch or something.
Right.
You know, do a cheat and then have
Yeah,
them
or
come
do
back.
yeah, you could have saved it for like a singles with Jay White and somebody, and him come back and do the fun finish there.
And I also think he loses a little bit of steam coming back in this match right after the MJF return. You know, you don't need to stack them like that. You could book this, like I said, for a Dynamite or a
yeah, it's
collision
because
down
the
the
crowd,
road.
even though he's a heel, the crowd loves Juice.
Oh, how can you not? Juice is great. Love Juice. So
Oh, and
that was
at the very end, when Jay White is like, Juice is carrying Jay White is limp as
Jay
hell.
White sell, Ty,
Yeah,
you're right.
at the very end,
He was
Jay
a
White's
limp
like
rat.
limp.
Yeah.
He's all
It was
this. Juice is
great.
like carrying him. Dude, Jay carried that cell through the great. Like that was great.
All right, do you compare Juice to who's the guy that I said he was in WWE?
R-Truth.
Is it Juice and R-Truth like the same kind of character? Do you think?
Juice is, he's outrageous and he's goofy and all, and he does a lot of antics.
Okay,
But
that's
he doesn't-
exactly the other guy.
But he does not. R-Truth has no credibility because he's just saying just absurd things on the mic. Like he's
okay,
more of
but
a comedy
doesn't he
figure.
have a
That's
tag
fair.
team title right now?
He does, but he's more of a.
So how do you
he's-
have credibility with
he's-
tag team title?
He's more of a comedy figure than Juice is.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To me.
I agree with that.
Next up on the show was Timeless Tony Storm.
My girl, Tony!
She defeated Serena Deeb by pinfall. It went about 15 minutes, and I thought the match was pretty solid. And I thought,
Okay, seriously?
yeah, you didn't like it.
Okay, you tell me that you thought that the 6-man there was a bunch of goo. Or no, the Osprey match that you thought there was some goof ups, and in Tony Storm there was 3 major hiccups in the
If
match.
I were to give this match a rating, Hank, I said pretty solid. I would probably go at about 3 stars.
Was there
So
more
the
hiccups
Ospreay-
in the Osprey match or more hiccups in the Tony Storm
More
match?
hiccups in the Tony Storm match.
Oh, yeah, that's
Easily.
because I talked you
No,
into
it's
that.
not. I would give it. You want me to tell you my star ratings? I will. I would go 3
Oh,
stars.
you
for
know
this
what?
match.
I was thinking we should do that. We should
Okay.
have, when we go over a match, we should have a grade.
Okay, we'll
For-
go our stars.
So for
Okay,
future
fine.
reference,
Fine.
we'll only need a grade for every match.
I would give this match 3 stars. I thought it was solid work. I did enjoy the lot of the pile drivers at the end. I liked the back and forth with Mariah and Luther with the towel, and then her throwing it, and that builds up to a future angle because
Called it.
Mariah's going to turn on her, right? It's just a matter of when. And now Tony thinks that it's Luther, so that's some heat for the future.
Well, they can keep it open.
Yeah,
It
it's
can
something.
totally stay open.
It's
you know what I
something.
mean?
Yeah. So like I enjoyed the work. I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't
The
great.
best spot of the night was, go ahead, Alan.
There were so many good parts like in the match as far as like the work goes, but the 50,000 reversals that took place
Oh
took
my
away
God.
from all of it.
And none of them credible.
Yeah.
Like, you can have, when men do reverse, like the Japanese men reverse like that, isn't like all like, shit's flying in the air, everything's going around. Yeah, you're in there, you know what I mean? They used to say you're not supposed to see air in between your stomach and their back every reversal.
Okay.
When I was being trained back in the day. So, yeah, they were just sloppy.
It wasn't even like your wrist lock reversals. It was a throw into the ropes reversal, throw into the ropes reversal, this reversal, this reversal.
That was their agent.
That was all of their spots.
Yeah.
All of their spots were reversal spots. They didn't have anything that was like clean, anything that was. I actually thought it was one of Tony's, like, we're not her personally, but like as far as like a match goes, I thought it was one of her worst matches
The
I've
other
seen.
girl wasn't good at all.
Serena Deeb?
Oh my God, and her ass even looked worse in that outfit.
Yeah, well.
Oh,
What do you want her to wear? Pants?
She literally looked like a 12-year-old kid out there wrestling her.
All right. Well, I
Yeah,
agree
well.
with you. I agree with you. But I don't think that Serena was bad as a worker. I thought the match as a whole was just very, very.
Okay, I would agree with that.
Was
I didn't
not
sit there.
good.
She could work.
Yeah. I
She could definitely
don't
work.
think either of them did. Like,
It seems
bad-
like their first time. Like that could have been their first match.
I don't think either of them are bad workers, but for whatever reason that match did
sometimes-
just not.
That's why Asuka and Flair couldn't have, to me, never had a
just
great match.
not-
Yeah,
it just didn't gel.
Yeah, oil water for some reason.
Yeah, for whatever reason, something did just not go well, and they botched at least 4 spots and had to go back to them and do them. Like it was not fair. If my star rating, I would give it a 1.75 star.
All right. So that's Ty's star rating for the match.
No, I didn't mean for today. I meant for future
Okay,
reference.
no. I'm kidding around anyway.
I was going to the bathroom when I thought of that.
Okay, I like
Just
it.
so that everybody knows.
Yeah,
I was
no,
in my
it's
telescope looking for the stars.
next up on the show was Orange Cassidy defeating Trent Beretta by pinfall. You know, I was kind of excited for this match before the pay-per-view. I thought this was also solid, but it never went into the next level that I kind of thought it would go into. They did a couple of cool spots on the steps. I thought it was a good match, but I don't know where they're going next with it. I mean, you know, Orange Cassidy, they put up on the show screen, and this is one of my issues with the AEW booking. He's 51-4 in his last 50-some matches, something like that. They put that up on the screen. And yet, he's never gotten a world title shot. Like, what's the point of the records if the guy is that
That's
good?
I didn't even realize
Like-
that. That's a really good point.
No, I think
He
about it.
had another belt the whole time. You're not going to put belt versus belt.
That's true, Hack. I do agree with that. He had the international belt for a while, but at some point down the road, you think he would get a world title shot, and he's just never got it. And I know that maybe they don't want it, and it's not in their plans, but then why do you have these win-loss records? Why do you put them up on screen if they don't mean anything? Like, it wouldn't make sense in boxing or something like that if some guy was just dominating the competition, never got a shot at the big belt. Like, to me, Orange Cassidy, you got to move some of these guys up or down the card at some point, and a lot of guys in the 5 years of the company are kind of where they were when it started, and the lack of elevation is kind of apparent in some
to your
places.
point,
Being
like,
ran by a couple
that's- but that's why, like, it's a good match, and I like both of them and whatever, but it didn't have to be on the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Like,
there was
to me,
no
it's
step.
just like just adding more shit just to add more people on the pay-per-view. Like, if you're not pushing somebody up on the card, don't have them on the pay-per-view.
Right.
The story was the story, and it was the best friends, and it was the breakup of the best
Which
friends
was a
in
good
Orange
angle, I think.
Cassidy. Yeah, which was a fine angle and everything like that. Which I said that's, and Orange Cassidy's is as good as he is, so you're putting him on the main card. It probably could have been a pre-show match. Honestly, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're throwing Beretta a bone or anything like that. The work was good. As far as like your record saying is going, I forget who it was. I want to actually say it was O'Shea Jackson Jr., but somebody was saying, and I forget who the worker was, but they were like, so-and-so has this record and somebody else has another record, but this person is the number one contender and this other person has a way better record than them in the league and they're not the number one contenders. So I get your point, Tosh, on like the record meet. Like, why are you putting it there if it doesn't really
and they
like,
got rid of their
mean anything?
ranking system that they brought back. They got rid of that right away. So it's
Are
like,
you guys sure one of our very first episodes, I hated that ranking and all three of yous liked it?
I do like the rankings if you actually
Yeah,
use it to booking.
yes, if you're actually going to use it in your book.
I know, but I just gave you a perfect example of how you can't because you're not, because Cassidy, all those wins are with him with the strap. What has he got? 1 or 2 losses without the strap? So you got to follow my point. If he's got a strap and he's got all those wins, they're not putting strap versus strap. It's not happening.
So
Could
when
be
you
weight
did it,
classes.
when you did it back in the day, the number 2 guy would be the IC champ, correct?
Yeah, technically,
Or the
but
US
they
champ.
would never wrestle each other.
No, I know,
Maybe, but they. That's a good one. Check that. Has the IC champion ever?
Warrior Hogan. Warrior Hogan was.
Could that wait? The one where they had to practice the match like the whole week before?
Yeah, that was IC versus World title.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
in your face, pussy.
Yeah.
Well, no. Okay, so that's 1 out of 50 years.
Yeah, no, it's not often they
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? But I could see why would AEW do that? Go champion for champion.
Yeah.
Well, if you had a guy strong, MJF could have carried both of them.
He could have.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. After the match, Trent did this weird thing where Renee was talking to him, and Rocky Romero came out, and he just kind of like walked away and walked out. I don't know what they're doing there. I think they're setting up something where Don's going to try to lure Cassidy, and then Trent's going to do something.
Don's
and siding with
everywhere.
Don's on the show way too much, I got to say.
He's everywhere.
He's on the show way too much, I think.
Got heat.
He's there.
He does, but
Wherever you need heat, throw Don out there. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Whoever's running shit up
yeah,
there.
but he wasn't really getting heat. He was out there during the commentary for Ospreay because Ospreay's his boy, and then he's out there like so-called scouting Orange Cassidy. He wasn't getting heat there. He was just
Takeshita,
so-called.
he's out there again.
Yeah, he's. I love him.
I do too.
I think he's a great character, but like he's just like everywhere. Like
Too
what's-
much.
Yeah, what's the thing
Too much
going
Don.
on there? Like,
Did you notice the outfit change for Orange Cassidy?
Oh, I did the dark denim.
Yeah,
It was a serious match.
and the black shirt. So do you think that's...
You thought that?
Do you
Yeah,
think
he
that...
came out on purpose, rocking the dark denim.
Do you
That's
think
the
Every
that-
lighter.
match is a serious. Sorry, Oliver.
Do you think...
But every match is a serious match when you have the title. So you're just saying this was a serious match and that's why I changed it? I don't think Oliver's saying that.
It was a serious match because this guy turned his back on them, and Orange Cassidy over the last couple of weeks has been taking it to a serious level in his promos and stuff for him, and he's rocking the dark denim, and he came out to the different music too. It was a different vibe for him in the
Do you
match.
think that's just... The outfit change is just for one match, or that's something...
I think it's a
moving forward?
one-off. I think it's a one-off with the glasses and the dark denim. I think it's a one-off.
Hey, why wouldn't you change? You see MJF is so freaking smart. The dude is at the top of his game, and he realizes now's the time to make a change. To give, I gotta give him props, dude. It's and I wouldn't blame Cassidy for doing the change either.
Well, maybe he should,
you can
too.
also, it works with merchandise also. Light denim, dark denim, you know what I'm saying?
Little new
You like
coat
the
of
good
paint.
Cassidy, the bad Cassidy. He'll start painting his face in the next couple months, like Darby.
Little new coat
On the
of
good
paint,
side.
right?
Side.
Right? Like a new coat of paint. That's what it is.
I like that.
Yeah.
New coat of paint.
Next up on the show was the three-way between Chris Jericho, Hook, and Shibata for the FTW title. Now, look, I thought the work in this match was okay. I thought it was solid. But my issue with this, if you're going to run the Copeland and Malachi match, and if you're going to run the main event, which are two heavy plunder matches, why are you having this throwaway three-way on the pay-per-view? This could have easily been a Dynamite match.
It's Chris Jericho payday.
Yeah, but heck, to me, it's just like you have to look at the match and the card structure.
No, you don't, because the inmates are running the asylum. It's not a Vince McMahon show, dude. There's like certain guys that get to run their own
yes,
shit.
we're
here.
not saying that, but we're saying what we think, not what.
I'm saying there's no need to run all three of those matches with plunder, tables, and all that. If you're going to do it limited and make it matter. And if you're going to do a main event that goes 25 minutes of it, and the cage match, which went
25? They went way more than
however
25.
long they. I'm just going off the top of my head. And the cage match, which went long, probably 20 over at least. You burn the audience out a little bit doing a three-way in the middle of the show. It did not really need this match. I am starting to like the Learning Tree character more with Jericho. I did like the finish with Brian Keith getting involved. And Big Bill, we have to talk about the table bump. His life, I think, probably flashed before his eyes before that one, because he almost got cut in half with the
Great spot.
But with the legs of the table, he didn't take it over the middle of the table. He took it too close to the edge when he took that bump, and that was really dangerous on that bump.
It was a great bump. Honestly, and Hook didn't even look like he knew where the table was, and he suplexed him right on there, and that was a great bump. I agree with you totally. I mean, it's just too much of the same shit. With it, you got to spread that out. You got to spread that out, or there's too much. There's too much of the same match that's going on. Like you said, it was an
I like
match
getting,
to me. It was okay.
I like getting Brian Keith involved with Jericho because he's a guy on the come up. I do kind of like his work, and it makes sense with Big Bill and him. Now you have a little bit of a stable, and you're building up to the future Hook, I guess, beating Jericho for the belt back down the road. But to me,
oh my God, seriously.
Yeah, Hook does not need to be with Jericho.
He doesn't need to be anywhere on the fucking card. He can't. He doesn't work, and I just hate how they're trying to make him like fucking Taz, and the dude's 110 pounds soaking wet.
He'd be so. Honestly, I don't know, because I haven't seen him have how the 6-mans are and stuff like that nowadays. I haven't seen him have a match like that. But if he could, they would be much better to lower him into working with people that have matches like that.
Yeah, he did have the match with Joe on the Dynamite a while back.
Okay, Joe's not the match I'm talking about.
Right, you're talking about
That's not that guy.
You're talking about a lower card match.
But I'd like to see Hook against Will Ospreay or Jay White.
Okay.
Or
15 minutes.
Or Cassidy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, but Cassidy's a different kind of match. Jay White and Ospreay will be the same kind of match, but Cassidy will be a different one. So really, I'd only have to see him with one of those two, and then see him with Cassidy. You know what I mean? To see if he can really work.
Right.
I mean, he's not. He can't cut a promo, or they don't let him cut a promo. It's like his hair's in his eyes and stuff like that. The last one they tried a couple weeks ago. That's
what he goes for in his promos.
But
I
let
don't
him
care
expand.
kind of thing.
He's in a box right now.
Yes.
And the box isn't working for him.
He hasn't elevated out of that, I'm squashing you in 1 minute box.
Yeah. So I don't know how good he is. I can bury his dad, but I can't bury him because I don't know how good he is.
No, we haven't found out yet.
And it's like, if you're going to do the squash match stuff with him, fine, but have it against guys his size. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Shawn Michaels beat a lot of giants.
I know, but it's like you're having there and you're having him fucking German suplex to death, Big Bill, and he gets the win, and you're like, well, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels was totally jacked, 225, maybe 235. The same with Bret Hart, and they're working with 400-pound dudes.
Yeah.
But that kid, he looks. All right, let's take him and let's take the girl that wrestled Tony. And put those two's bodies together in a suit. Would you be able to tell the difference? That's my point.
Yeah. So this match was.
Did you guys
special.
get that?
Yes, I got it. I'm laughing, but this match was just whatever. Next up on the show was Moxley and Takeshita. This was for a shot at the IWGP World Title if Takeshita won. This match was solid. Moxley came out, and I loved his entrance. He was fired up coming out. He was really ripped. Yeah,
he looked great. He looked the best I've ever seen him.
He did, and he's carrying this IWGP World Title as he's kind of they're leaning on him right now. New Japan needs him, and he's taking it as this is my ball. I'm running with it. This matters.
Also too, because how long has he been working over there, and he's never had
5 years.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought he won the Triple Crown last year.
No,
I thought you guys told me that.
No, but he's never had the heavyweight. He's never had their heavyweight championship before.
He's never had their belt before.
Yeah, he's been working over there before even AEW.
Well, yeah, for 5 years.
So I'm sure he's.
It meant something to him.
And it shows in his matches.
Yeah,
he's total. Well, he can be the hardcore dude, and that's what I liked.
Right.
That was the best part I liked about the match was there was no stick all these barbecue skewers in my forehead, no lions, tigers, and bears, ladders, tables, chairs. It was a match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a strong match. I mean strong as in style, but it was strong both ways. But either way, and the best, it's funny, but the best thing I loved about the match is that wrap hung off his arm the whole match.
Yeah.
Nobody ever used it as a chokehold.
He used it a little bit. He did.
But it was just, I loved it. That's what I loved about the match.
And also the fact that he didn't try to mess with it or make it work or anything. Dude, it's happening, just leave it.
Right.
Because you see too many people pull up their pants or mess with their hair, and it's
or scoot over.
You're in a fight. That's not happening.
All weekend.
I hate it. I hate the scooting for a spot.
They forget, dude, what you do is roll this way, And when if your body's like, if you're laying straight on the ground, instead of shimmying your hips over towards the corner, you know what I mean, by like pushing down on your heels and your shoulders shimmy a little bit, you roll fully to the right hand side, and when you roll, you move yourself over a little bit and then you roll back. It's so easy and nobody would even pick it up.
And it looks like you're just trying to get up at that
And
point.
people are also on the top rope for too long now, too.
We'll
How
get to
long
that.
how long did what's his
Swerve.
name have to wait for Swerve on the top rope for the
while.
finish? All
Christian.
right, I get the finish. But Christian was it Christian?
Yes.
But he was even too early. He took the move, rolled over, and got into it, and Swerve's working the crowd, not even on the top rope yet.
Yeah.
But he's a great worker, so I'm not... believe me.
No. We'll get to that in a minute. But I thought the match here with Moxley and Takeshita was really strong. But it was just another match on the show. I would have loved to have seen Takeshita win. He does need
especially
a
as
signature
an
win.
eliminator thing, because you could have him win and then still lose the championship match.
I think that there's some Japanese wrestling politics in play because Takeshita
Of course
is from...
there is. He's their champion. He's answering to them.
Well, also, New Japan has Moxley booked for an upcoming title match, and New Japan does not want Moxley to do a job prior to an announced title
it's
match.
not, though. They don't.
You know what I mean?
It's not
But
like
is
it
it
used to be the old days.
It still is with New Japan. If you're announced for a title match, they do not want you doing a job before that.
Oh, yes, I get that, but it would. I'm saying in the old days to where you might not even get the chance to have that belt because they don't know if you're going to honor it coming back.
Yeah, no,
You know
it's not like that.
Back in the old days, you could screw them bad.
Yeah, their relationship with New Japan is tight right now. They are in bed with each other.
they have to be.
I'm sure their AEW is going to run a pay-per-view in Japan sooner rather than later.
I think they want to. I don't know that.
Maybe a Corrigan Hall. They're not doing the Dome, but they could do a Corrigan Hall or a Budokan Hall.
Yeah.
Budokan. Because it's a super old school, and it's small too, 3,000. I worked in it, so.
Yeah, I worked. Listen to you, humble motherfucker.
That's the only reason why I know.
Yeah, no, that's a legendary building there. Next up on the show, man, we got to talk about this one. Adam Copeland defeated Malachi Black by a referee stoppage. This one went a little bit over 20 minutes. I thought the work in this match was really good. This kind of reminded me of like the match that Copeland wanted to have with Finn Balor at the WrestleMania Hell in a Cell a couple years ago. It's like he finally got to have that match in his head. You could see a lot of the ideas that he had. Coming out to Slayer was cool. Coming out as the Brood was cool. And when he first came out, I was like, damn, man, they couldn't get Gangrel to come out here to do the show. But then that played into the finish and everything. But man, what did you think, Hack, when you watched him take that dive on the top of the cage? We were talking about it a little bit before the show with Ty and Albie, but what did you think when he took that spot, when he's diving down there, and when he landed? Like, what was going through your head?
I can't even picture it right now. I'm sorry. I'm looking through my notes. It's going all over. What match are you talking about here?
Ty, what did you think?
I'm trying to drink a cocktail, smoke a hit of my pen. This kid keeps trying to talk to me. He's bothering me right now.
It's the steel cage barbed wire match between Copeland and Malachi. When he took the dive off the top of the cage, Hack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
He landed
I've seen
right
a million of them.
He landed on both his legs. He didn't even hit the table. It was horrible. You could tell he was really messed up afterwards. You have nothing. It didn't even register to you.
I'm not shocked at all. Because you're not practicing that spot, you know what I'm saying? It could be. I can't. All right, here's the thing. I can't bury anybody for that match, and that's just me right now.
Okay.
Both the guys are great. I didn't love a lot of it, you know what I'm saying? But the length, the amount of blood, and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I thought it was a little overkill. But that's me. Listen, I'm saying overkill, but that's just how I feel. There's too much blood. I don't know.
The only thing I didn't like about it is the fact that, okay, you have the rules that it's pinfall or submission, so you can go outside the cage. So why the fuck is there weapons inside the cage if you could go out and bring something in?
No idea.
You're already stooging off the spot.
Oh, and the one that they pulled out of the top.
I'm just saying it's just taking up unnecessary room. If you can leave the cage, then why have shit already in the cage? You don't need it already in there if you can go outside the ring and bring it in.
Why have barbed wire at the top?
And I understand. All right, I understand. It's probably hard. It's probably hard to bring a table into the cage through the doorway, whatever. But
the doorway was supposed to be locked.
Yeah.
And what happened? Did you hear? Let's talk about announcers. What did he do? They did the superstar Billy Graham, Bruno Sammartino, same exact spot, kick through the cage. I was there at the Philadelphia Spectrum for it. They did the same exact spot, and then I didn't catch it at first. But then the announcer goes, "Oh, could you imagine the impact they needed to break that chain?" Are you freaking? And you guys are worried about him saying Randy's shoulders 6 inches off.
Well, I like some credibility with the announcers sometimes, man.
Well,
what did you think of Gangrel, Hack? Any Gangrel stories?
Hold on. I want to get to the crucifixion.
Oh, okay,
They did a crucifixion, dude.
Yes, they did.
They did it.
Yes, they did.
They did a crucifixion. He was just on his knees, but it was the two guys hold him could have made it more like pronounced. You know what I mean? Instead, they're just like standing
Hold him
there,
out
like
like
holding.
further.
Yeah,
Like
get
hold
your
his arms
arm and,
further
like,
apart.
stretch his ass. You know, like, while you're doing that to make the crucifixion look better, but.
Did you like that they paid an homage to you there a little bit?
Of course, I loved it. Why do you think it was in my notes? At first, I'm like, wait a minute, I forget what match we're talking about. Wait, hold on. Let me put myself over here.
He's got more. He's got more. What did you think about Gangrel, though? Any stories about Gangrel?
Oh, dude, I just saw him. Freaking Gangrel's a great guy. I met him originally. It was me and their mom. I and Tallie's and Ty and Ollie's mom. We would take Polaroids. I don't know if people listening to this even know what a Polaroid freaking camera is, but you like press the button and it shot a picture out, and then everybody waved it in the air because they thought that would expose it quicker or whatever. But we were selling pictures next to them for Joel Goodhart Eastern Championship.
TWA.
Tri-State. Yeah. And they were sitting next to us, and I just thought Luna was a nut. And those two were like married, and then they had another dude with them too. You know what I mean? But that's when I got to know him that day, way, way, way back in the day. But yeah,
and he was doing the vampire. He was doing the vampire gimmick back then, right?
Yeah. He didn't have the teeth yet, though, and then he got the teeth later. Like when he went to WWE, he got the embedded teeth, like you always have.
Dude, he still hit that DDT pretty nice.
And
it was good.
Different.
He can still move.
Did you notice how he did a different DDT than like a straight down?
That's how he does it. Yeah, he like lifts the guy up and drops him.
Yeah, that's how Edge does his.
Dude, when he came out, I was so happy because I love the dude. You know, whenever I see him, I give him a big hug. I love
him coming through the ring too. That was different. We haven't seen anybody do that.
He stole that from me too.
I'm saying in AEW, we haven't seen them do that yet.
Ty, do you think that's why they stabbed that one thing in that spot? Because if you notice where Gangrel came out, that's like where he came out. You think it was to like mark that spot?
Yeah, I
that's something I would have done.
Okay, yeah, to like mark that spot in the ring.
No. For the symbolism of I could have jabbed this through his goddamn heart like he was a vampire.
I like that.
That was it because the one announcer said he's like, oh, he could have punctured his body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That to me was symbolism.
Okay.
I feel like that was the mark to set for Gangrel.
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody needs a mark.
Okay.
No,
They have that. I wouldn't need a mark if I was under the ring like that.
Was it a timing thing, maybe? Like, yo, you're coming out soon, or
I'd have to watch it again, but I can't discount what he's saying. But to me, if I'm one of those people in the ring, I know exactly where the fuck he's coming from.
Yeah,
exactly. And I know
I'm saying
where everybody else in the ring is at the same time, also.
Okay. Yeah. I thought
that's just me. I would know that little box where he's coming from.
Yeah, I thought
I'd have the ref stand on it. Stand right behind it. Nobody can miss it.
I wasn't saying a mark for the people in the ring. I'm saying a mark for him underneath the ring.
Timing cue.
No, I knew that.
Yeah, okay.
But I knew that also. Yeah. But dude, if his mark wasn't made already before that plunge, there's a problem.
No. I was just saying, like an added. Trust me, I'm pretty sure he probably knew where the fuck he was coming out from, and everybody else knew where the fuck he was coming out from. But I think that was a mark to know he punctured it, and then it was like, okay, that it was more or less like a
little back up.
Yeah, kind
That
of like
sounds like a back up.
kinda
Like,
like-
instead of going like this
Yes.
on there.
Yeah.
Is this hatch open?
Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of like, yo, guys, if you're lost, or like, yo, if you're lost, like, here we are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that does make a little bit more sense to me
because it was super pronounced.
and it would have to be so sharp to get through that canvas.
Right. It was.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That, you know,
It was super pronounced.
That's what
This
I mean.
is my point. Like,
and something that sharp wouldn't be in the ring with them any. Well, I wouldn't have it in the ring.
And also to split it open for him to give something to rip open to come out from, because the canvas isn't split though while you're working on it.
Well, I did it with a
that's a good
chainsaw.
point.
I did.
CZW, Cage, you did. Yes, you did. We'll get to that in a future episode. Yeah, I mean, I thought the work in this match was pretty strong. I really hope Copeland's all right, because that was a nasty bump he took, and you could tell it was wearing on his legs afterwards. He was hanging on to Gangrel
Honestly,
to hold him up.
I think he fucked his leg up later.
Oh, no, I think it was on the dive, dude. He fucked it. Dude, his legs were bad. You could tell he was barely hanging on there, like standing up.
No,
guys.
I think it was after he went out of the ring. I think he fucked his leg up.
I don't think he hurt his legs on the dive, but it could have been horrible.
Oh, no, I think it was because his feet go straight down. And they're going
All right,
straight
well,
down
let's
20
not talk
feet.
about that any further. Let's move on.
Okay.
No, I didn't notice him limp after the
I don't
dive.
care.
I
The guy
noticed.
landed, he landed.
All right. I think he's seriously hurt, but
Fuck off.
Yeah, you mark.
I'm serious. Mercedes Moné defeated Willow Nightingale for the TBS Championship. They went about 20 minutes too. I thought the match here. I thought these two really brought it in the ring. I thought Mercedes. This was her debut in the ring for AEW. I think it was by far her best anything that she's done in AEW so far. I don't really care for her presentation so far as a character. I think some of the heel face structure has been a bit off for her, but she in the ring brought it, and these two had a really good match in my opinion. Hack's looking at me like I just farted in church.
Were you saying Willow? Willow?
I'm saying Mercedes.
I don't.
Well,
I
she
think,
hasn't done anything yet.
I think Willow carried her.
Oh, do you? I thought Mercedes.
that's how I feel.
I thought Mercedes looked good in the match. I thought she looked really
I
good.
didn't say she looked bad, but I thought Willow was carrying the match right there.
I thought.
And I don't like it that Mercedes steals. She does the same move that the other girl. Who's the other girl with the hair? Bianca does.
She's been doing that longer. Mercedes been doing that
So
longer.
that Bianca stole from her.
They're just
See,
both
wasn't
dancing
Mercedes
moves.
gone for a while, and that's why I don't know her, and they just brought her back or something?
She's been around in wrestling for like a decade. So she's been doing that first.
Yeah, she's been around way longer than Bianca has.
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't we say that what's her name is going to be a transitional champion?
Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Well,
knew-
don't
so-
change the subject now that you're
Well,
wrong.
no, I'm going back to my freaking notes here. Oh, they did a couple great spots when she goes to throw her into the ring. She spins around. They do something. She bangs her on the outside. And then they did another one where she ducked a kick or something like that. They had like 3 or 4 fresh spots there for me.
I liked when I can't remember if it was Sasha or Willow working the knee on the apron. It was really nasty limb work, and Sasha also had Willow's knee tied up in the ropes and did like a cool bend back move, working her leg. I thought that there was some good limb work in the match, and I thought it was good up until the end where you have the Stokely kind of distraction, like. That whole thing, like if you're going to do the turn, do the turn.
No, the finish stunk.
The finish was not. I was not there for the finish. I did not really care for that. And Sasha, Mercedes, when she hits her finisher, it did not look good. The finisher just was.
I don't. I think that's like a hard move to make look good because it's you don't have any like leverage to get any like impact behind it.
Well, and
It's like,
she's tiny.
exactly like I think she needs to change to a different
finisher.
Yeah.
For pinfall. Yeah, I almost wish that they went in the direction of a submission finish for the match, something with like a towel throw in or something, because to me, like she just whiffed on the finish. Kind of, it did not look like it was a finish for the match. I'm fine with Mercedes getting the win, but to me, it was just it was solid. I thought it was pretty good, but something's not there with Willow and all that, because I don't know why you do the turn on the show here. If you do the turn, you could do the turn, but if you should have actually been for the finish of the match, not
after
do it,
the match.
Right, doing it after the match was kind of odd to me. I don't know how you felt about that, Ty.
So, all right, I got a bunch of shit to roll through right now because we went through that. The match itself was
Monet didn't look as good as she's looked previously. She looked maybe a little bit rusty, and I know her and Willow have worked before, so it definitely is not that. Willow, as a bigger female worker, should stop doing moves where she's supposed to lift people up, because if she can't lift Monet up on multiple maneuvers that they called, she can't get her up. So she's not a powerful worker. She looks like a big worker, but she's not a big girl worker because she can't even lift Monet up. There was multiple times in that match where she could not get her up, and those spots looked like shit.
It did look like she was struggling to get that, and you know, Mercedes, like you said, is not very big.
The one on the apron. There was another one where she tried to lift her up, and I think it was bounce her in the corner or bounce her in the ropes. There was
gut wrench.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 where she couldn't even get.
And Mercedes was helping her too, like reaching her right arm up, grabbing her around the back of her neck.
I wonder if she was gassed.
Yeah, and
I wonder if she was gassed.
I don't know if she was gassed or whatever, but you can't call like. She's a bigger looking worker or whatever, and if you want to be a bigger...
you think she could really pick that girl up, put her over her head, and like, boom!
Dude, Monet...
Right.
Monet's
but it was horrible. They get her up 4 feet, then drop her.
Right, Monet's what, 120?
Not even.
Yeah, right.
To your point about being gassed, the match went 18 minutes long. You could easily cut 4 minutes off the match.
Yes, but
you can't be gassed. You can't...
But they didn't have a brutal pace. They spent 5 minutes in and out of the ring just doing that. You know what I mean?
I don't agree with it. I'm just saying. That match could be cut down 4 to 5 minutes easily.
It was the TBS Championship match. You're gonna have it go 18, 20, whatever it was. Another thing you were saying,
or whatever the age is saying.
You'd love a submission finish. They did multiple submissions in that, and they did not work the submissions at all. It was immediate rope grabs. They didn't let the crowd get into anything.
Yeah, like the STF.
The STF. They didn't let the crowd get into any of that and feed off of any of that.
Their 18
emotion.
minutes really could have been like 4 minutes in the ring.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They
didn't using your time effectively.
Yeah, they didn't.
I agree totally.
That got going. The finish was it's hard to do that finish. I mean, Mercedes isn't going to pull that finish off of anything. And like you said, the turn. Yeah, you can do the turn with Stokely and Statlander in the finish, but then you make Monet's championship win look weak, so you can't let Monet win on a fuck finish.
Good job by the booking.
On her very first match, giving her the belt, you can't let her win on a fuck finish, so that's why I understand the fuck on the after part.
So, do you think they were a little forecasting, telecasting the finish with Statlander coming out in all black? Like, kind of, she had a heelish look to her.
I didn't even really know. I didn't know.
You called it, Hack?
No, that's the outfit that I want to be in.
You want to rock her lingerie black?
With the bell bottoms. Are we talking about the same outfit here?
What?
She had shorts on. She did not.
She had some lingerie on almost, man.
We were somebody on AEW. Oh, she was out there.
We were talking at the beginning of the show, talking about Hack rocking Versace, and he goes, "I got another outfit I want to rock." And then here we are, and he botched the only outfit.
I botched the opening with Memorial Day. No, I was wrong. It was Labor Day. So I botched that. But no, who was the girl that was wearing the black with the? She was out there with another dude with somebody. I'm an idiot.
Bell bottoms.
We'll have to get a reminder.
Mrs. Wayne.
I have no idea.
Nick Wayne's mom?
Nick Wayne's mom? Were you
with the sparkling?
Yeah. That was the outfit with the black with the sparkles and the bell bottoms.
You wanted Nick Wayne.
I love that outfit. Just throw that on me with like an Elvis collar.
I think you can pull it off.
She wore it low, but yeah, I could pull it off.
You can pull it off.
Whoever said
you'd
this,
look like a mix between Freddie Mercury and Jackie Moon.
Okay, I love Freddie Mercury and I love Jackie Moon.
You have no clue, Jackie Moon.
Yes, I do. I can play basketball for his team anytime.
Look at that, man. He got you.
You definitely get traded for a washing machine, that's for sure.
One right out of like 50.
Yo, Hack, good one, man.
I can't even believe you pulled that
Way to
out.
go.
Touche.
Yes.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Next up on the show was the AEW World Championship match. Swerve Strickland defeated Christian Cage. This was, we knew that this would be the finish. Obviously, it was the only finish they could do for this match. Swerve just got the belt last month. I thought the work in this match was very good overall. I loved how this match opened up with, Hack, when you start a match with a lockup, and a lot of guys do a lockup and it's a BS lockup. I loved how they did a lockup and they were really ripping each other in a lockup. Do you when you lock up with a guy, what's going through your mind when you start a match with a lockup?
What our first spot is.
Okay, that's it.
And then sometimes I'm locking up knowing, so before I lock up, I know I'm just working the crowd to get them to start chanting Kick His Ass Sandman or ECW or something like that, you know what I mean? But if it was me and Sabu back in the day, I'm thinking about nothing.
Nothing.
I'm just sitting there and all right, if he needs me in the stomach first or I need him to take over, it's it's not planned.
Okay.
Me and him me and Cactus, the match is an idea. I know when he's going to set up a table, if I want to cut him off for it before he gets the table set up. If I grab him by the hand and go to shoot him, he knows he's going into the corner. We don't have to call any of it with some of those guys, but other guys, you're locking up and you're thinking tackle drop down, the hip toss, arm drag, body slam, go outside, ref manager interference, ref comes in between us, cut him off with an eye rake over the top, he pulls me underneath, I go outside, shoots me into the guardrail, and yada, 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 yada.
Right.
People don't realize how many spots were in that 6-man tag that was great with the Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah.
Dude, there's 500 spots in that match that everybody is all memorizing at the same time, and they go out there and they do it. And if it's not memorized, it can't look as great as that looked.
Yeah.
Every dude out there can remember 200 things easily in a row.
Right.
In a match. Because they go out there. If it was a one-on-one, they like Will Ospreay and Matthew Broderick, those guys got 200 spots easily.
Yes.
Easily.
Easy.
So fans, I want you to understand that anybody in that ring has a memory that's probably 10 times better than yours.
Yeah.
Hack, how many?
I believe it.
And they get hit in the head for a living.
Yeah.
All right, Hack. How many times for you for a lockup is assumed? Is just okay, we're going out there and we're that's not even it's okay, we're locking up and that's just whatever, just to bullshit to get into the start of our thing.
You know what? That's a great point because I use Sabu as an example, but me and him never locked up. I don't think me and him locked up.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen you guys lock up.
Okay.
That's what raised into my head because how many times is a lockup just a bullshit to just get to the start of your the start of your match?
I don't. It's hard to say, but me and Raven would always lock up before. It was that's just how it was with me. And because he has all these guys, we could go into the heat right away. But why go into the heat right away when I'm going to be out there? I'm the main event and I'm trying to steal the show.
Right.
I don't want to go into heat right away. You know what I mean? I want to go out there and get my shit over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get the crowd going, everything. He's got Meanie, Nova, Lori, CJ, freaking the poker picking moron, Ty. You know what I mean? He's got all those people out there, so I want him to feel it. I want him to see what the hell we're doing. And the lockup is because to me, when you're doing a main event, it's always what was the match that I was watching on? Was The Rock against Hogan. Dude, that's goosebumps.
You're leading me right into my next question.
That's a boxing main event right there, dude. Those two guys when it was there. So when I'm the main event, I want everybody to know it's the main event. When I go out there and I get in the ring, and I want that moment right there.
Yeah.
So
go ahead, Todd.
Sorry, Tosh, but part of my next question to that is how much of the lockup is to feel the crowd and to be like, okay, this is where we're gonna go.
Right.
Like, you know, I know you have your start, but you're gonna be like, okay, this is what the crowd's doing. We're gonna start like this, and you both feel it, or one of you calls it, or you know, you both call it, however it is. Like,
all right, so I'll give you an example. Like when you're younger in your career and you're working against guys, like when I was down in the USWA and I was working with Jerry Lawler's kid, the Dirty White Boy, and Tony Falk and stuff like that. Like when you go out to a match and nobody knows who you are, that's when you got to work. You have to establish yourself right then, right there.
Right.
That's where the hard work is. So that's where the lockup is. If the crowd's more on you, more on me, let's try it out for a minute. Let me slide behind you and see how they react.
Yeah.
right. That was like my point. Like, how much of it is like a feel to be like, all right, I'm gonna do this.
It matters your level. I mean, Shawn Michaels never had to feel a crowd out ever if he's working in a main event.
You're just doing what you're doing.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're you and he's him, and you both know each other so well that you're doing minor talking. Like when you've had a match, 20 matches with the guy, you really don't have to just call much.
Yeah, I just
squeeze your arm.
I just like the ferocity of it, the lockup that they started their match with, and it was like a good tone. Because at this point, we're like 4 hours into the pay-per-view. At this point, the crowd was a little bit out of it to start, and they worked their way into the crowd being back in there. One of my spots I want to ban from wrestling, and this is all wrestling companies. We need to do at least 6 months of none of this spot. I'm tired of people getting ejected from ringside by the ref. That spot is so overdone. I see it on like every show. I want it to just be retired for 6 months a year. Give that spot a rest. I'm tired of seeing it. I am. They do it in every match, it seems like.
I see what you're saying, but I actually loved how they set it up to where they fucked Nana and sent him out.
You're taking one example right here.
No. That's what I'm saying. I loved how they did it in this match where they fucked Nana, but then they set it up later in the match where they
Nick Wayne
where
with the
they
running back
fucked
again.
Nick Wayne and his crew, and I liked how they set that up. I'll take what you said with that, but I liked how they ran it in this match.
I'll agree with you totally, because in my notes I got the first thing Swerve match is stupid spot to get rid of that idiot because I don't know his name. And I'm thinking about when was the last match I ever seen where the babyface's manager gets thrown out before the heels managers?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait. I put down I hated it, but then as it transgressed, I was okay when the others got thrown out, but I hated it when they brought him back.
Okay. Yeah, when Wayne came back out.
Hated it.
Yeah. Like, have some credibility.
Where is your credibility?
Yeah, have some credibility. I thought the work in the match was strong, though, and they really did get the crowd back into it towards the end. They had a lot of cool stuff over by the announce table. Swerve hits him with the stomp. I love the spot.
Yeah, that was stupid. That one when they were on the announce table and they were going for that. What's Edge's or Christian's move? And then he went away from it and then Swerve hit him with that was horrible when they were on top of the table standing there.
The best spot in the match is Christian's going for the spear, and then Swerve hits him with the kick in midair on the spear.
Oh, that was freaking unbelievable.
Perfect timing.
Unbelievable.
Amazing execution. That's two professionals at work right there. I thought that was money. Absolute money.
Trusting each other.
Yeah.
He's not protecting himself at all.
No.
He's like, Swerve, here's my head. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, and that led to the finish, which we talked about this a little bit earlier, where Christian was kind of starting to rise to take the spot.
He did it twice.
Yeah,
he did it on the fake. He did it on the fake Swerve stomp, and he did it on the original. And that's just
too early.
And that's just not working with each other and not having, the same timing. But I want to give.
And we're just being nitpickers.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
This is a 4-star.
Unbelievable.
4.5 star. 4.25. It was a really good match.
And that's where I'm going right here because, listen, at this point in Christian's career, I was pretty young when he had like his heyday in WWE.
Him and Edge when they both came up together, that was great stuff.
I was pretty young, and it was hard for me to like appreciate the work that he did. And then he had that long layoff off, and like now like. He's a limited worker as far as like move capacity wise, but the way and I know he put together the match because it's a typical Christian match. The way he puts together a match is flawless.
Brilliant.
The way he puts together a match
great.
Yeah, he
is absolutely flawless, and I know it's 100% Christian because it's every single one of his matches. The ebb and flow of each match is awesome.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn would love it.
The ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the involvement of the outside, the involvement of himself, everything that he does is planned to a T. And I just want to give him credit because he's not like your Will Ospreays, your Orange Cassidys, or he's not pulling this move.
He's been in the ring 3,000 more matches than all of them.
Right, and he put together, like, it wasn't spot, but that was just
That's not him.
It was just a flawless timeline of ebbs and flows of that match, and Swerve was with him the entire way, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I when they brought Christian in 3 years ago, they hyped it up as like a big signing, and when it was announced as Christian at the pay-per-view they brought him in, I forget the pay-per-view it was, I was kind of like, Christian? I mean, it's cool, he's back. His work in AEW has been amazing. So, like, the run that he's been on, he has...
I'm glad the dude's there because he's somebody that makes sense.
Yeah.
He just makes sense.
100%.
That's it, dude.
Always. So,
He's like, all right, now I can watch a match.
I don't know how much
You know
longer...
what I mean? Seriously. I like. There's the one match here that I just saw. I don't even remember if we talked about it or not.
No, we
Dude,
did.
there's
We
one
talked-
AEW match.
We talked about
I
every
don't even
match so
and
far.
I don't even think it was like a really great match.
It's not supposed to be.
It was smart.
But like it's you just watch it, it just all makes sense.
It was the right
all
match.
All makes sense.
Yeah, it was the right match, and I think Christian was a good first opponent for Swerve's title run. I don't know how much longer we're going to get to have Christian as a wrestler since he is up there in age. We should appreciate him while he's here because he is a master at work.
Question. Little disrespectful to Swerve, not to have him main event this pay-per-view as his title match.
We were talking about that before. So
The inmates are running the asylum.
So to me, the golden rule hack, I know ECW probably didn't abide by this rule a lot, but to me, if you got a world title, the world title should go on last.
But if you have a match that's 45 minutes long, going through the whole building, lions, tigers, bears, ladders, chairs, fire,
It's gotta
you
go
can't you can't have Swerve after that.
Yeah.
They've had
just
that.
can't.
But they've had that type of match before.
No, dude, not like that. Somebody being set on fire, that separates that match from everything besides Darby being hung upside down in the middle of the ring.
Okay.
Those two things, let alone either one of them, could separate that match from
So
the
let's
other
get
match.
People been hit with a car. I don't know.
what
I think
happened
it's
in
a-
that match?
Oh, no, that was so ridiculous.
No,
So
I
let's
know,
get
but-
to it. Let's
but
get to the anarchy in the arena match.
The asylum at the arena that's happened multiple times, and it's never. I don't
think
know
it
if
has
it's never
main
been a
evented.
main event, but it's not always the main event. I don't know. I just felt like it was
Okay.
a little disrespectful to Swerve
All right,
as the
Oliver,
heavyweight champion and
Who
not
do
be.
you think is booking AEW? You two shut up. Do you think it's Tony Khan?
Partly, it's
Who
probably
else?
a couple
Who
of
else?
people.
Okay, so who do you think? This is very important because this is me measuring you three right here.
I don't.
Is it any wrestlers?
like booking other people's matches?
Yeah. That I'm glad you distinguished that. Besides, they got 4 matches there that they were all
I
their
don't
own
think there's any wrestlers booking other people's matches.
Or then who's booking them?
I don't know, agents or producers or
Who? Who's all right? Tosh?
I don't
I
know
think-
who's all on the staff.
I love your question, Hank. I think that Tony is the buck stops at him. But I think, to your point, there are a lot of guys who are booking their
own
programs.
match. Yep.
And I think, Edge is. I think Christian is. I think the Young Bucks are.
Yeah, but as
I
far
think
as-
Jericho is.
Yeah, but as far as
So hold on.
as far as
Hold on,
I
let me
think
hear what he's
Danielson
finished.
is.
Hold on. I think
You
Danielson
finish.
is.
Yeah.
booking their own stuff, yes, but I don't think the Young Bucks are booking Moxley's fucking match.
Or Osprey's match.
No,
Phil.
no,
Love
I
Phil.
don't think that's what's
All right,
I think they
Ty.
might be.
You think? What? Just hit what?
I
Osprey
think
changing
everybody's
the
in
belt?
charge of their
Just
own
that
kind
part
of
of
shit,
it?
like you.
Yeah.
I think the Young Bucks might be booking Osprey's match. I think the Young Bucks might be booking other people's matches.
Finishes.
Yes. I think it's possible.
All right, I can see them running the 6-man finish. I can't see anybody telling Edge or Christian. Those guys know their finish, what it should be. They know their programs. There's Jericho. Nobody's telling Jericho what the hell he's doing up there. Nobody's telling the Young Bucks what the hell they're doing up there.
I'm not saying that they're telling him what their finish is, but I think that they have.
That's the only thing they'd be telling.
No. I think they have a direction in the storyline in the complete booking of what they're telling them.
Okay, so they go to Osprey. Listen, you're winning the belt tonight, but we'll let you call your own shit for the next 6 months. That's exactly what you're not saying.
No, that's not happening.
Right.
Osprey's not. No, I don't think that's happening.
What do you think?
Oh, you're saying Osprey gets a call shit for the next 6 months?
Well, does Osprey, does Japan run Osprey's stuff more, even though it's there, but
No.
He's
It's all AEW right now. No, he's not anything for Japan. He's all AEW. So if he works elsewhere, it's going to be with their consent. Moxley, I think he's booking his own programs a little bit.
All right, so other guys.
He's also going to have
what was there? How many matches? 10?
There was 12 matches.
All right, so 6 of them, would you guys agree that they're running their own shit?
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but let me throw something at you.
All right.
You have talked to me many times about the creative freedom within ECW that you guys had of what you were allowed to do and your input on programs and matches and feuds. Why is this any different from that?
Because Paul gave us all the bottom line.
Okay.
I was just gonna say you weren't calling who wins, who
Paul
loses.
gave us all the bottom line. I don't know how you guys get there. Just do it.
But to me, if you're saying with AEW's direction and stuff, where do you think people are getting buried or lost in the shuffle?
Well,
You think people are saying that they're going over and they're not?
No, I don't think it's so much because, especially with like Edge, Christian, some of the other guys, they know that you can't win in certain spots.
Right.
It doesn't make sense into where you want to be in the next 2 years.
They're not pulling a Hogan.
Yeah,
Right.
They're not doing that.
Where I think they have some booking issues, and one of them is Malachi Black. Malachi Black has not done clean jobs since he got to AEW. And what was the finish in the cage match? It was not a pin. It was not a tap. It was a pass out. That's a weaselly way of getting out of doing a job.
I know, but why?
Because
Who's Malachi Black to say that he can't do a job?
That's just what his attitude is, apparently.
Okay, are you...
And that's Malachi
Seriously?
Black. I would tell him
Have
to
you
walk.
ever heard that?
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
Ty?
I've heard this.
He's to nobody.
Exactly.
He's bigger right now than he has been fucking
Yes.
since I've been rewatching wrestling.
Yes. So, like, my point there is, if you can't tell a guy like Malachi Black, no, you're looking up at the lights, you kind of lose a little bit of respect as a boss.
I know, but
to
I
me.
don't believe that. For some reason, I'm having a hard time believing that.
If I'm not mistaken, he was like one of, if not the first, like WWE guy to like flip.
He was one of their big jumps. Their first one was Moxley. Moxley was their big first one.
Right.
And Jericho.
Do you agree with that, Ollie?
But
Moxley had still even been out in WWE for a little bit before then.
But
Very little.
But Moxley's got the cachet. So if Malachi Black's the next one, he's probably he was the next biggest one to have cachet. And I don't know if he's got it writing in his contract that he's got say or this and the other.
No way would I give that guy finish.
No.
He's not Hogan. He's not Hogan. He doesn't get creative control.
Yeah, but you don't know you're going to get other people at this point.
So you have to give them a favor to get him in. Is what you're saying, maybe.
Is what I'm saying, because he was one of the first.
Shit.
He was one of the first.
So you're saying his deal is I don't do jobs?
Well, I don't know if it's a deal
Because
or
it was
if
a
it's
big jump. Well, it's a deal if you don't do it. Because you just made a big point to me that I had no clue that he took a tap out over a loss.
He also didn't jump. He was released at the time from WWE when he signed, so it wasn't a jump.
But that could have been in his contract because I remember you said Moxley was the first, and I know he was one of the first big dudes.
Keith Lee was another one, and he hasn't done a lot of jobs either.
Malachi Black was like a lot before
Keith Lee.
But that's what.
He's a big,
He sounds
big
like
black
a
guy.
country singer to me.
Seriously, he could be a country singer. But I'm just saying they might have been offering those dudes those type of deals to come over like at first because they don't know who they're gonna get.
Well, that's why I was trying to make the. But if Vince already canned them, then he has less stroke.
To me, Hack, when you bring up the booking and stuff, and I think that I was talking to Ty and Oliver a little bit here before we got started, and Bryan Danielson has done too many jobs in AEW. He has been too selfless as a wrestler, and that's because I think he does have a lot of booking sway, and he's done too many jobs. And as a star, you have to protect your star. You can do some jobs, and if you do a few versus a many, the few matter more when you do them. Versus what you're pointing to yourself over here, Oliver. You're pointing to Hack. I know, but like
here's the deal.
He's the king of doing the job.
He is.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not even going to bring
this of your star power.
But that's not where my head was going. Somebody like him, he hasn't made it. Danielson wouldn't be Danielson if he lost as many matches as I did. And that's just a plain fact. Because you don't go to Vince and win that shit, you know what I mean? So we're not the same kind of character there. But now he knows himself, and he know it's not going to hurt him. When all right, they just did a 45-minute fucking match. And
let's get into that.
It was 30.
Here we go.
30.
Whatever. But
fine. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, but Danielson's Danielson, and he doesn't care. He just don't pay me.
Okay.
And first of all, he's probably got to be thinking about, didn't he break his neck for Vince? Sue Vince, get paid?
Didn't sue him, but yeah.
Okay, whatever, and was out, got paid or whatever, and then supposedly wasn't going to wrestle again. And now he's here. He's on borrowed time. He doesn't care. It's kind of like if I go anywhere, like even on indies, I don't do matches and I don't pin people. But if there's somebody that's their champion and they want me to cane him, I got to find a way out to get that guy over even after I just caned him. Oh. Because he's their champion.
And you want to get
I
back.
can't just get in there and then squash the champion because this is how stupid promoters are. Oh yeah, come in, beat the shit out of my champion. And then just pour beer down him.
Right.
I'm like, no, dude, that makes no sense.
Right, but to your point, had Bryan picked a guy, maybe one or two, instead of the 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 jobs that he's done in AEW, if he had picked maybe 2 guys to say, these are the guys I'm going to really put over. Because every month it seems like he loses.
Okay.
I just think he's got to the status where he could lose his 20 next
Every
matches,
five.
and
It
crowd's
doesn't
still
matter.
going to go. Yes,
You're
yes,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, Oliver.
And
You're not wrong
I
on
was
that.
just going to say that. It doesn't matter at this point. Danielson's still one of the top 5 most over dudes in that company.
I think you heard
and
his
he's
star.
never going to lose that.
I think he's hurt his star by his own selfless booking.
I think to him, it's not even about necessarily him anymore and his star. It's just about like the matches that
The
he wants to do
performance.
and what he wants to give the fans before he's done. 'Cause
So
he ain't
hold on
done
here.
well.
The matches he wants to do, this is the part that you're missing. Remember, we just said 6 people. Let's say he's one of the 6 that's booking his own shit, right? Mm-hmm. Another 5 people are booking their own shit that probably encompasses, that 5 money encompasses 30 other of your top fucking 50 guys. So then what's left for Danielson?
Yeah? No,
You
sure.
follow me?
All right. When we're talking, we're getting off on a tangent here, but
No,
when
it's a
we're,
good
when
tangent.
we're-
I
when
like
we're,
it.
When we're talking booking your own shit, Hack, when you're
You have to have the rest of. The problem is there's no art. There's no arc to what's going on right here. If you got 6 people out of 12 people booking their own stuff, then you're gonna have exactly what happened on this pay-per-view tonight. You know what I'm saying? There's no cohesiveness. That's the word I was looking for, which you guys were talking about it earlier. Why would you have those 3 matches in a row and not throw a girls' match in between or whatever?
What I like about that, Hack, to your point about cohesiveness, is, as a fan, I think when wrestling is at its best, they kind of guide the audience into thinking what's next and who's getting the next opportunity and making you fantasy book the future. After watching this pay-per-view,
It was a clusterfuck.
who is next for Swerve? Who's the next challenger for Swerve?
They don't Joe.
But they just did it. I'm just saying, like, seriously. I'm just saying,
it was a complete clusterfuck because Ospreay got the Intercontinental title. You had, after the very first match of the night, Adam Cole come out. After the previous faction that he was just in, just got his ass beat and lost the title. And now MJF is coming out causing a scene saying he's going to
keep going,
fucking Adam Cole. And then...
Six man.
Six man, the Jericho, the everything, like after Christian Cage, Swerve beats him. That's why I'm saying they put Swerve on the back burner and they had him as an undercard to a dog shit 4-on-4 fucking match.
Wow. I didn't think about it like that.
Like it was like there's
nothing flowed.
There was not a single flow in the
Who is your
entire
heavyweight champion wrestling next pay-per-view?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying before.
We have no idea.
You have Wembley in 2 months, right?
All right, so we know who's Wembley.
You have Wembley in 2 months, and you, as a fan, I'm a big AW fan. I watch every week. I'm a huge AW fan.
You're an idiot.
Oh, shut up. So are you. You don't remember anybody's name.
Haks writing notes every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, baby.
Yes.
No, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
They haven't done anything for like your mind to go to the future direction for Wembley. So like that's a failure. That's a failure as a booker right there. When you have a big destination and you haven't started to tease to that 3 months before, that's a failure.
There is no booker.
Yeah. Well,
yes,
there is. You keep making my point. There is no booker for the whole company as an overview.
All right, for all of you right now, to me, it felt like MJF coming out was burying Adam Cole, but then he didn't talk about Adam Cole the rest of the time. It felt like he was just like his re-announcement. So do you think they're just like fucking squashing that Adam Cole whole thing?
Yeah, I think
and then MJF is just whatever.
I think he's going to be in a singles program with somebody else. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. As to the I do want to get back to the Anarchy and the arena match too here. So as
Hack would say.
I liked it actually. You guys didn't like it. I liked it for a cluster that it was. It had a lot of interesting spots. The crowd.
I don't know if they liked it or not.
I just talked to them before, and
he was watching it as we watched it live.
I didn't like it.
Yeah,
it was not good.
They didn't like it, and to me, it did lack a lot of cohesion. Like that's been a common theme for this show. But I did think there was some interesting spots in it. Hack, I gotta ask you, dude. When they bring out the flamethrower, they teased it last week. We joked about it on the show.
Bazooka.
Now it made sense.
Huh?
It made sense though when they did it that they lit the guy on fire.
Yes,
it totally made sense then, and then I was okay with it.
Okay,
because I thought, no way, they're going to let a dude on fire.
Now, when somebody gets hit by a bus and gets lit on fire, and neither of those two things are the finish.
Wait, no, the hit by the bus.
They fucked that up.
We don't know.
They screwed that up as bad as they screwed my when I took over the ambulance.
Because Shivani's like, I guess Darby's in the pile.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, look, there was a lot. I did enjoy when Bryan Danielson goes back on the mic and he's like, play the best wrestling song ever, and Final Countdown's played, and they time it, the brawl, they've got the brawl going.
Wait a minute, hold on. When they do the bus angle, do you remember when he went over to grab the pipe out of the thing and he knocked the thing over? That was still there when the bus ran over Darby. I rewinded it like 3 times.
How do you remember that, but you don't know when to go to the airport?
Because I'm like, did they pre-tape that before they pre-tape that?
He was supposed to be in the junkyard match, so he knows to rewatch that type of shit.
No, but I did really enjoy some of the brawling where it was quad box, like shouts out to Scott Hansen.
Horrible. Why would you do the whole building when you had what you had in the last 10, 12 minutes? There was no reason to do the building.
So you're saying do straight and then go
They can have
crazy?
little freaking match, but nobody wants to work.
Well, I mean, they were working. They were doing crazy stuff.
No, all right, listen to me. To me, when who's the tag team that's in control now?
What, Young Bucks?
Yeah. Man, you guys remember every time there was a pay-per-view, those guys were doing 600 spots in a match now. Now they're like, hey, let's go out there and let's see what we can do and make it the most gregarious thing that anybody's ever seen. You know what I mean? There was no spots. They didn't have to remember anything. Hey, let's go to the building. Let's go over here. We'll do a little bit of this on stage, and then we'll get some fire extinguishers there, and then we'll light a guy on fire, and then we'll hang a guy upside down. You know what I mean? It would, for who, for what?
There we go. Ricky Waters, Hack, your favorite quote.
Seriously, for who, for what? And then once you hang Darby upside down, they should have done something like swing them, and each one of them like drop kick them off the top rope in the middle of the air or something.
They could have done more
They
with
hung
him
him upside
hanging.
down. Dude, how did he hang upside down for so long?
I don't know. He was upside down, I want to say, like
out?
7 minutes.
And he didn't move.
I don't
No.
think he cares if he passes out.
He might have been.
Everything he does.
Not only was he upside down for a shit ton,
He's
his
bleeding.
legs were tied for a shit ton.
here.
They had his legs tied in the ring, and then they did like 10 more spots in the ring while he's hogtied like a fucking pig in the ring,
How long did it take him to get the hog tie on? You would think they would have had something a little bit cleaner where there's three guys down there like working on them and stuff.
Yeah.
The best part of the match was when the one young buck, I always mix up Nick and Matt when he was like, cut the music because we
that's
get paid
Matt.
$200,000 every time that plays, so I'm not trying. We're on a budget here.
Well, I did enjoy Darby timing his splash off the balcony, the coffin drop off the balcony, to exactly when they screamed the final countdown in the song. That was really
Yes.
cool.
That was great. And not to mention on the final pin when Darby was hanging up there, somebody should have hit the button and he dropped and broke up the pin. Drop him from the wire and broke up the one, two,
have somebody on his team in the back.
Yeah,
Like,
Tony
no,
Khan
I'm
should
sure
have had a
there was
button
more
to press.
spots to that thing.
Yeah, look, to me, did it live up to the previous Anarchy in the Arenas or Stadium Stampedes? No. I did not really care for Jack Perry getting the pin, but I know, Ty, we were talking about this before the show. It makes sense, like you were saying before the show, because he's the guy, he's got all the heat right now, and it just keeps him going strong a little bit.
Yeah, I think like you said, Danielson taking the pin you don't really like because he's doing like multiple jobs, and you were like, man, I don't know why Jack Perry's getting the pin, but he's the only one that makes sense right now because he's just got such heat on him. Like with the CM Punk angle, the footage that they displayed, which was horrifying by them,
Yeah.
but either way, it actually got Jack Perry heat, and he's doing the Japan thing. He's doing all this.
I know, it actually got Perry over.
It did.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
it really got him over.
It actually was good that they put it
Yeah,
on.
he's trying to jump from the Jungle Boy character, and it actually got him over to that point, and now like he's gaining momentum. So I get it, giving him the pin and keeping the heat, and it's just the match in general is just, it doesn't make sense. It is what it is.
My biggest issue, I think, with the I was for Okada being put with the Elite. I like Jack Perry and them. I like the heel thing that they're doing. I feel like Okada's getting like a back burner.
Watered down.
Yeah, like
Yep.
an Okada.
Okay, so here we go.
Okada, to me, when you bring in Okada, and Okada is like a Hack, as you say, straight God in the ring,
Like
right?
an IWGP champion
Right?
or whatever.
Straight
yeah.
God in the ring, as you
Yep.
say. Okada is the guy. Why
You
aren't
put him
we
under
getting-
your thumb. It's the same reason why our big tall dude that I love is
Big
with
Bill.
Chris Jericho. You put Okada there. I don't care if he's got a belt on him or not, dude. He's under control right here. He's in his sixth man. He's the and. You know what I mean?
It
What are you
limits
going to
him,
put him
though.
against? He'll beat. They don't have other singles that can actually fight the dude where anybody can think that they could beat him.
Sure they
Unless
do.
it's like an Osprey
Yeah,
or
those
somebody
guys.
like that.
Let's
you know
see
what
the
I mean?
stars versus the stars.
Yeah, okay, but they know some people up there that are booking don't want those stars to be stars.
Well, if I had the pencil, I'd match these guys up. 'Cause
I
those
agree,
are the big
but
matches.
I
man.
totally agree. But the inmates are running the asylum, dude.
Yeah,
I
well-
can't say it any more than that.
So that was
And that that pay-per-view proved it to me even more ever.
Heck, I can't disagree with you. So, I enjoyed the work on the show overall. I thought it was a fun show. It was not quite as good as last month's or the typical caliber of AEW pay-per-views.
It was one of their lesser pay-per-views.
Yes.
Yeah,
they've
for
had
sure.
in a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And, I did enjoy it. I had a great time watching the show. It was a little bit long, but you know what?
Is next all in? We don't have anything.
Next
until
is Forbidden Door. So you got
Forbidden Door
next
June.
month.
Wait a minute.
And
Did
then-
I just hear you three say that a 12-match card with everything that we just saw wasn't their best work? Was it because you didn't like the finishes and the outcomes and the future booking?
Yes.
Or what?
And the
I
work
think
rate
it was.
was not
I
quite
think
at the
like
level.
we were. It was just the cohesiveness
Yeah.
of the pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
I think it was all.
So the work rate was the work rate is the work rate.
No,
but
I
you don't
thought-
like
I thought
it's not. It's going nowhere.
I thought the work rate lacked.
You
in some spots, I did.
Compared to their other pay-per-views as a whole, yeah, I thought their work rate. I thought it was.
All right, so all right, so I don't know where's the work rate. All right, so we got Ospreay opening up. Then we got the 6-man. Where's the work rate? Tony Storm. Hiccups.
Okay, Ospreay not his best.
Not at the level of the previous two that he's
Yeah,
done. And
I know, but you can't expect him.
no,
to have
and that's
this
the
kind of
standard.
match. And then-
It's an impossible standard that he
Okay,
set.
the triple threat match was very good. Tony Storm, I thought was
Bunch of hiccups, you said four.
was a clusterfuck.
Cassidy,
was dog shit.
no problem, right? Moxley, no problem.
Cassidy, Trent Beretta was average at best. So go ahead. What's next?
All right, Moxley.
You guys thought that was better than me.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was average at best.
Okay, cage match.
They worked his. I didn't
match
even get
good.
to pinpoint
I
in
loved
that.
Moxley's match.
Yeah, I thought it was
loved
good.
Because it was something different. Something totally different. All right, cage
It
match.
wasn't any different to me. They worked his arm way too much.
He
and
didn't bleed.
Well, that's fair.
That's it.
That's fair, but they worked his left arm way too much, and he did not sell that left. He sold his arm, but he moved it. It was not a good match, in my opinion.
I will have to
So
agree
keep
to
going.
disagree.
No, I look overall, Hack though the show at the level of what we are used
It was
to.
way too long.
Yeah, way too long. Way too long.
Way
I don't
too.
think-
Could you imagine having a kid at that show?
No.
I think the
Seriously.
work. I think
No.
the work was half the work that they usually do.
Yeah, I think they've had better outings, and it
Half the quality.
yes,
Yes, half
Okay.
the quality
Not
of work
quantity,
that
yeah,
they
but
Yeah,
usually
you
do.
got
not
the
quantity.
quantity.
Yeah, work. Yeah, they
No,
always
the
have
quantity. I fell asleep. The quantity was definitely there.
Yeah, no, it was a decent show, not their best outing. I'm interested to see what they do with Forbidden Door next month. I know they're going to mix it up with CMLL, the Mexican Federation, as well as New Japan for that show, which should be pretty interesting. Some cool matchups, hopefully, next month.
Buenos noches.
From Long Island. Yeah, that's right. El Hilo de Hack over there. That's right. Next up on the show next week, we are reviewing ECW Hardcore Heaven 2000. Hack, you went one-on-one with Rhino for the ECW TV title on that pay-per-view, and it was a pretty fun show. So,
Yeah, I kicked his ass.
Was it Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right?
yeah, that's a good one by you, Ollie. Yeah, you know your history.
Hardcore Heaven. I love that shit.
I might have a good drug story for that one. Milwaukee's kicking something in my head.
Okay, we'll see.
Were you drinking on the
there's
Green Bay
plenty of
Packers?
breweries
What's the
around.
story?
Yeah.
Mahoney and Milwaukee for some reason in drugs.
Well, we'll get to that next week, man.
All right, balls and cheese. We
Balls
got
was,
it.
on
cheese.
Balls was on the show.
Balls,
we know.
balls,
we heard
balls,
all about your
balls.
sack last week.
Yeah, balls and cheese.
Hardcore sack over here.
Yeah, no more hacks act.
At least it's not from London cheese.
Guys, as always, for the past couple of weeks, we've been teasing you about the merch. So I just want to keep saying this, guys. Merch.
Merch.
This is coming soon, so you better be prepared, guys. Save that money. You better be having it because
We're going to save that money.
when we're dropping it, you're going to be buying it.
Yeah, but also soon for the best question to me every week, somebody will end up getting something for free, and we'll send it to you.
Yeah, so you guys keep sending us in listener questions to
Best listener
sandmanpod@gmail.com.
question. Hey, Uncle Howard, get your shit together.
Wow, he's calling you out, Uncle
my
Morty.
God, his name right?
Yeah, you got it right.
I thought you guys were gonna bury me. I was just
No,
saying,
you
thinking
actually
Howard.
got it right.
Well, it's howdy, but yeah, you were close enough.
It is Howdy. Is it Howard or Howdy?
Uncle Howard. Howard.
See, Ty, you got
Howdy's the WWE guy. We're a little light on listener questions because we're recording this real back-to-back. We just dropped our newest episode today, and we're dropping this one for the pay-per-view because we want to be timely. We want you guys to listen to this, at work this week while we're talking about the event that just happened. But we do have a couple listener questions here. Brian Mills from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, writes in.
Alberta.
Hello,
Canada.
Mr. Mills, did you get your daughter back yet?
Yeah, this guy asks great questions. He might have to get a shirt.
Do you have a specific set of skills?
Yeah, he does. This guy asking questions to Hack and us. That's his specific skills. Hello again, Sand Maniacs. Hope everyone is doing well. Really appreciate you guys continuing to answer my questions. Just wondering what everybody's dream match would be for Hack. I'm thinking one all-time wrestler and one present-day guy. For me, all-time would be 2000 Kurt Angle. Just an awesome clash of styles that would be super entertaining, especially with dorky Kurt in his prime. For today's roster, I'd go with Logan Paul in Philly, just for the crowd heat alone. Man, those are two awesome suggestions, Brian. I can't argue with either one of those two. We're going to go around here. Oliver.
That's a
classic
great question.
Kurt.
I never actually even
My
thought of
classic
that.
is Stone Cold, and it's not even close. Like WWE at his height, Stone Cold.
Be awesome.
What, is that who you want to work with?
And a 98
It's
hat.
you. It's who we want with you to work with.
This
Our
is
dream
all-
match
this
is
is
for
all
you.
who-
I did work with Stone
No,
Cold.
Right,
but
but
I'm
it's-
saying him when he was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, and just so everybody knows, I beat Stone Cold before he was Stone Cold. In the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. No, that's a lie. I think I beat Mikey in a 3-way, so that's like beating him too.
Yeah.
And present day, I think. Oh man.
What, a good matchup?
Just like an
Yeah.
interesting one. Something you'd
you're
like to
definitely
see.
thinking of Phil. You have to be,
No.
because I'm such a working motherfucker. Me and Osprey would have killed it. Dude, I honestly could have worked him under the table back in the day, but you people don't realize it.
Honestly, probably like Ricochet
Okay,
or
wow.
something like that. Just because I'd like to see what Hack could do with him, because I know what he could do with Sabu. So I'd like to see something that they could maybe pull
In
off.
that element, in that
Yeah.
ECW kind of element. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool, actually. I'm
Yeah, I
picturing
could
that.
easily carry him through like 25, 35
Of course you can. You're a master in the ring, man. Hack anybody
No, but I have total respect for Ricochet.
anybody that comes to your mind?
No, let him go
Okay,
first.
Ty.
Because I see Ty's wheels turning over.
So am I. I'm thinking
All
of an
right,
answer. I
who
don't
in the
know.
old days, Ty?
Classically, I am gonna say Razor Ramon.
Oh, me and him would have so much fun in the ring together. He was so easy a couple times because he came in ECW and me and him just clicked.
Right, not even Scott
No pun
Hall,
intended.
but old school Razor Ramon. You guys would have kind of like your heel baby off, who's heel, who's baby, but you could kind of play off each other
And do nothing for 20 minutes.
A lot
Right,
of drinking
but like
spots. Drinking
no,
spots.
yeah, right, and kind of do that old thing,
Sandman,
and
Yeah.
You think
Yeah,
you're a
but I
tough
would
guy,
have to
huh?
carry him too. Seriously, I would have. Well, you guys don't
anybody-
understand. So hold on
Hold
for
on.
something. Even in the very beginningest of my career, like I was working with JT Smith, all those matches, I was calling everything. Even if I went in there with like a hot body, a Stetson, because these are all the guys that I worked with early in my career. I would still be out there calling, you know what I mean? It would never be like I'm listening. I had a problem with Al Snow one night, and guy getting off the course, but
No, it's fine.
I'm in what's the one, the Queens. I'm in there, and Al and me and Al are having a match. Who knows why it was put together or whatever, but I'm so used to calling everything. I just would call it. Nobody would say anything to me. I'm saying it at the same time you're saying it, whatever. But to me, I knew my spot, your spot, everybody else's spot near there. So I need to be calling stuff because I'm the director right here in the show. Terry Funk would let me call. Cactus Jack, we wouldn't call it, but if I called something, he's like, yeah, let's just go with it. But there was no control there. But even with even the younger guys in my career, because I learned after Jerry Lawler, he taught me like send some shit through the ref. let me do this to go tell you to do this, and then you just relax. You know what I mean?
Okay. Ty, do you have a guy? I know. Let's go with that one.
There was no payoff to the story. but
He just young pulled Al Snow. He was calling
the payoff is.
yeah, what happened
you know
with you and Al?
Oh, Al who?
Al Snow.
Oh, I forgot about him. Oh yeah. So he's got me in a front face lock. Or we were like on the I am so funny. So he's got me in the ring and he's got me in a front face lock and he wants me to do something. I'm just like, no, it doesn't make sense to me.
You waved off Al Snow?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, why?
No.
I'm like, for who, for what?
No.
Literally in the ring. So that was a problem between me and Al later because, all right, here we go. Al Snow is 10 times more over in this business for being able to call shit in the ring and call other people's shit and being able to book other people's shit. But I'm better than him when it was me and him in the ring. And so I had to call him off or something like that, and he wasn't happy about it.
Okay. Ty, do you have a guy modern wrestling? Do you have a modern wrestling guy that you want to see Hack match up with?
Escobar. No.
That's your answer, yeah.
Oh my God, I would beat him in like 3.5 minutes.
No. My real answer is Orange Cassidy.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
That would be great.
And I know you have a previous encounter with him before he was actually Orange Cassidy on AEW, but I feel stylistically that would really work out well. And Hack, I want you to tell this, and this is not why I chose it, but I want you to tell the story.
All right, so here we
how
go.
you first met Orange Cassidy on an indie show.
Who knows what indie show it is, but it was a drive. It wasn't a fly, so I would say like 150 miles from Philly. And I get to the show, and the promoter's like, all right, you're going to do something with this kid. And there was a couple other guys there that I knew that knew him. You know what I mean? But I'm so bad with names and stuff like that. But so we're going to put the match to put the match together, and Cassidy's like, all right, we're going to come face to face, and then he's going to start doing this slow shit. I've never seen this stuff before ever. I'm standing there think I'm getting ribbed by these fucking jabronis in front of me. I swear to God. I'm like, no, this isn't real. This isn't what you do. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it at all, but there was one of them, just like when Nancy said to me when Bill Alfonso, his first week in the ECW, and he was doing all that stuff, and I looked at Nancy and I said, who is this guy? She's like, don't worry about it, he can do it. There was somebody in that room right there
that you trusted.
And I was like, yo, dude, what the frick is going on? Obviously, you know. He's like, Hack, go do it, you'll love it. I was like, okay. So and I don't care anyway, because even if I go out there and I don't like it, I can take control any second I want.
Yeah, you're calling off Al Snow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there ain't no snow days here.
But I'm not worried because it's not TV or anything. I'm like, I control what's going on out there. So the kids started it. And after like
He starts doing what, the slow kicks? Like,
no, I don't know. Either it might have been the kick, or it might have been like a hand on my shoulder or something. 30 seconds into it, I was covering my face because I was laughing so hard. I was laughing, and I just wanted it to keep going because it was totally entertaining me.
You just
well,
clicked.
dude, the crowd starts going, and you're like, well, now I get it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah, but it was just so weird. I would have bet my wrestling life on that wasn't getting over.
But see, Hack, that's why you're different than a lot of these old guys, because a lot of these old guys have this mentality of like, that's not how you do it, right? And you're more along the lines of, that's not how you do it, but if it works, it works.
I'm
Well,
not so sure I would have done it without my friend.
Yeah.
And I might have been Tate.
Well,
Okay.
I was gonna say Tate, but also the other thing with you is you can't be hurt. Like reputation,
Right.
like you're gonna
Whatever happens out there, I'm in control.
Yeah.
right. Like you can't be hurt. Like that thing, like can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever happens, like okay, know.
Yeah, but it was great. It was great. I learned so much that day. It was like my first. I learned the same amount that day about where the pro wrestling industry is and stands when this shit is getting over right there. Like when I was back with Lawler working my first match, I'm like, this can get over now too.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Back to the question from Brian. I have my two guys. I want to see Hack as Surfer Hack versus Surfer Sting.
No, wait a minute. I didn't answer the first question.
That's
he's
still the
still
first
gotta
question.
go.
I'm going right now. It's Surfer Sting versus Surfer Hack, and I also want to see you and John Moxley. Those are my two matches. So how about you, Hack?
I hate your two matches. Just so you know.
Okay, good. You're an idiot.
I'm sorry. I hated him.
I love them. Go ahead. You're two. Old and
Well,
new.
what? Maybe because he stole one of mine.
There we go.
Come on.
Oh, I gotta put him over a little bit. I hated his shit, the Moxley baby.
okay.
I thought that went through my mind.
Okay.
You know, it's wild because it was relevant because I just watched him and stuff like that. But old school would easily be Superstar Billy Graham or Dusty Rhodes.
Okay.
Either one of them.
Did you never work Dusty?
No,
Just
never
as
got-
the same team?
He was there, but it was like Carino and him got married, and then
Well,
they
Dusty
just
was
went
too
on.
baby for you. It would just
Yeah,
be
you would've
like,
never met
well,
that
yeah,
children.
where would it
okay.
go?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking like
Not that it
somewhere, like across Indy, whatever.
Wait a minute.
I would have thought that it
Who
would have
else?
crossed.
Who else, Hack, triggers you like watching Modern Wrestling where you're like, man, I would have made some money. I would have worked well with this guy when you're watching it. Who else?
To me, there's like so many.
Dude, honestly, it
Sami
just
Zayn.
popped into
It's
my
hard.
head.
Sami Zayn.
No, but honestly, Hack and CM Punk versus
Yeah.
like the whole straight edge.
Oh,
like, kind
that
of
would have been a
thing,
great
like,
angle.
That
I
would
like that.
Yeah.
And me and him were buddies.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Kevin Owens.
Okay, good one.
Kevin
too.
Owens was on the back of my tongue with it was Orange Cassidy, Kevin Owens. It was a little bit like between that, but
Nah, great question, Brian. Definitely keep sending us in questions because these questions have all been
Yeah, most
really
good ones.
awesome. Next up here is Ramon from J-Town, Illinois.
Ramon, we never heard from him
We
before.
have. He asked us one question before.
Razor Ramon.
That's his new name. Razor from where?
Razor from J-Town, Illinois.
J-Town?
That's what he wrote.
All right, J-Town. We want to know what J-Town, Illinois is.
Okay. Had sent in a correction to Instagram that
If I
I found
died
with my
close to you in Indianapolis that night.
had sent in a correction to Instagram that I found with my question last time about AAA and ECW. I'll take the Kane of the Week since Sandman was not on the specific card. So he asked us a couple weeks ago if you were ever on a Chicago show for AAA, and apparently you weren't even on the card. So that's his mistake. He owned
Dude,
up to it.
Ramon.
Wait, was I
Game
right?
of the week.
You were right, Hack. Way to go,
Yes.
man. That's
yes,
two. That's
yes,
two today.
Yes.
Good
yes,
for you, bud.
Yes.
We're
yes,
happy.
Yes. Yes.
Hold on. My question is, what does the Sandman think of Buffalo rap group Griselda, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, and Benny the Butcher?
Oh my God, they're three of my favorites ever in history. In all of history, three of my favorites.
There
Yo,
you go.
was that West Side Gun
It
in the front
was.
row last night?
So
All right,
this
that's
is-
what I thought.
This is also part of his question. I always see West Side Gun the most at wrestling shows, but he does have his own promotion, Fourth Rope Wrestling. He did an entrance for AW for Daniel Garcia, too. Seems like a big fan of the business.
That midget.
And wondered if you had any thoughts about him or dig his music.
Who? Garcia?
West Side
No, it was the rapper in the front row. last
You ever
night.
listen to
Phil
Griselda?
Ospreay.
Yeah, nah.
No, to answer your question,
really good
Hack-
rappers.
Yeah, that's more of a question for Oliver.
They're great rappers.
dude.
They're
Hack has
awesome.
no idea who they are.
That was a regular fan to me, dude.
But West Side Gun, if you ever want to book Hack, hit us up, sandmanpod@gmail.com.
Absolutely,
Good
West
job,
Side Gun.
Ollie.
It's not that he's not a fan; he just hasn't heard your music yet. So
Hack doesn't listen to modern music
Hey, yo.
or rap or any. I don't even know if he listens to
if
music.
you're Bruno Mars and you're Lil Wayne, you're getting my attention.
Yeah, Hacky F.
That's
Wavy
it's
it.
not
over here.
modern day music. So
That's it.
So yes,
Okay, so sorry, Ramon.
And
He's
we
not-
got to go to the next Bruno Mars.
He's not a big
in.
Griselda fan. Next up is Rory from Manchester, England. Writes in,
Rory!
Love
England!
love the pod and the fellas. Hack, any memories of wrestling in NWA, TNA? I used to catch a lot of this on Wrestling Channel. I don't know what that is.
NWA TNA, is that like my regular TNA in like 2005?
Yeah, this is Jeff Jarrett's fed.
Basically, we all hated Jeff Jarrett because he was always booking himself to get over on everybody on the whole planet. That was honestly, that's the biggest memory wrestling wise. And the next memory is me and the Devil, James Mitchell, just staying up all night and doing coke to our flights.
Seriously.
Hacking the devil.
All right.
Oh, dude, the Devil was smart. He knew everything about politics. He knew everything that was going on in the world. Me and him would just stay up all night and talk, and literally talk about the world and what's going on. We never would talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
Rumor has it the Devil knows all.
Last up here is Kevin from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, we do.
Kevin writes in, Hack, while working in ECW, I saw a rumor recently that the Ultimate Warrior was rumored to come in and work a program with Taz in 1999.
Oh my God!
Do you have any recollection?
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Do you have any recollection?
What, was Paul going to bring him in to squash Taz?
I have no idea.
But the Warrior doesn't even want to do a job for Hogan. He's going to come in to ECW and do a job for fucking Taz.
You're saying there's no truth to that. There's no way.
None.
As long as the check doesn't clear, he might show up.
There ain't no way he could have afforded the Warrior.
And his flight would have been in some Jewish lady's name.
Yeah, there ain't no way.
Paul has done that.
There
with people
ain't-
before too. Swear to God.
Bereavement flights. Did you ever get a bereavement flight, Hack, when you were wrestling for ECW?
Not that I remember, but I'm not saying it didn't happen.
So, no memories of Ultimate Warrior and Taz there, Kevin. So that's an interesting one. Send us in your questions every week to sandmanpod@gmail.com. Be sure to follow us at SandmanPod on Twitter, The Sandman Podcast on Instagram. Like, share, review. We will catch you next week for ECW Hardcore Heaven. But before we do, as always, the Cane of the Week and the Toast of the Week. Hack, who do you got this week?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't even thinking about it. But the king of the week has to be to whoever's making the women's outfits in Saudi Arabia, for sure. I mean, seriously, come up with something better.
The law.
Becky literally could have had a tray in her hand with drinks on it.
Dude, she designed that. It's not somebody telling her to wear it.
No, you're wrong.
I don't know. They kept trying to reference Peaky Blinders, but
Heck, nobody's getting told what to wear.
And
Are you kidding me?
they are in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, you ever seen Becky not show a drop of skin ever?
No.
They also, you weren't allowed to do it, dude.
No,
They
they're
just
clearly being told that they can't show skin, but
I'm not talking
obviously,
about the Saudi show. I'm just talking about in general.
obviously the females are designing their outfits for the Saudi show.
Yeah. Hack,
Bitch, toast of the week.
Toast of the week. Who?
Yeah, I don't got one. They were all the shit.
You fucking loser.
We will catch you next week for ECW Hardcore Heaven 2000. As always, send us in your feedback, like, share, review, and we will talk to you then. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.